Everyone, it is time for the panel, so I need y'all to tap the screen, share the live. Today's panel is about Stella. Stella has been spreading a lot of false narratives and false stories about too many of her past supporters, past mods, past gifters. And so, y'all already know, I'm always going to give a platform to somebody who does not have the voice. So, let's get the room hot. Let's turn it up. Let's get it hot in here. I need y'all to tap the screen, share the live, tap the screen, share the live. If you're not already following me, make sure you follow mods. Our job today, please, is to keep the comments respectful. If it gets crazy, I need y'all to spam sub only so that we can put it on sub only. But let's go ahead and get it hot. Let's go ahead and get it hot. Everyone tap the screen. Olivia, thank you for the galaxy. Thank you so much for the galaxy. Thank you for the heart me's chat. Make sure if you have not sent your heart me for the day, make sure you send it. It is the little orange heart next to my name. If you're already following me, you should see it pop up. So make sure you send your heart me for the day. Thank you, Bree, for the finger hearts. Thank you, Lily, for the heart me. Keep getting the room hot. Everyone tap the screen, share the live. We need 10K taps and 100 shares before we get started, chat. So everyone tap the screen, share the live. We have multiple people coming up to speak about their side, the rumors that have been put on their name, and the things that have been said about them that are not true. Not true, not real, not factual, and we have receipts behind everything. Thank you for sharing the live to the Discord. Let's make sure everybody gets up in here. Let's tap the screen. Let's share the live. And let's get it hot in here. If you guys are going to be speaking on this panel today, just go ahead and request down below. I will bring y'all up when we hit our goals for the day. Again, this panel is for and because of Miss Stellar, the Stellar Squad, Stella and her moves and her things that she's been doing on this app and lying to everyone. A few things that will be addressed is some SA allegations, some minor allegations, some age allegations. Olivia, thank you for the fucking whale diving. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. I need y'all to keep tapping the screen, keep sharing the live. We need this room hot because there is a lot of people whose voices have been silenced, and they've been talking about, Stella specifically has been talking about these people in panels and in discords where none of these things are real or true and what she's saying. So it's not fair for that to happen. And y'all know over here, we gonna always make sure people have a space and a voice to speak up for themselves. We have about 5 to 6 girls, I believe, that will all be getting on this panel to speak up for themselves. You already know Rosa and Vicky will be up here to put up any screenshots or screen recordings or anything that we need to do. Because people may be tapping the screen and trying to report the live, I need you guys for in the comments, please keep tapping the screen the entire time, as much as possible, as much as you can. Take breaks, take your time, but please keep tapping the screen. That shows TikTok that we are fine in here. There is nothing going on. The live is active and we deserve to be on the For You page and all that good stuff. So please make sure you're continuously tapping the screen this entire time. So first I want to bring up Rosa and Vicky. Make sure they got their spots up top. And then every other girl who needs to come up and speak, go ahead and request up now and bring y'all up as well. So we can have a full conversation on what has been happening and how to clear this up and how to clear everybody's name. Because the things that are being said and the things that are being put on people is not fair. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you for the paper crane. So let's go ahead and bring those girls up. Nobody else should be requesting if you have not been on the conversations that we have been having in Discords. So let's go ahead and bring up the girls who are involved. Please make sure you guys are following everyone on the panel. Please make sure you are being kind and respectful in the comments. Again, they are trying to clear up their name and the lies that have been put on them. Okay. So let's go ahead and do what we're supposed to do here. Please keep tapping the screen. Thank y'all for gifting the panel, gifting me. Again, this is a very serious topic that we are having because there are too many allegations that are very serious and not being taken seriously. So let's go ahead and bring them up. There's Tiffany. Okay. Get up here, please make sure you're muted. Kelly, are you here, babes? Want to make sure you're up in this last spot. Yep, you are. There you are. Okay. So we have all the ladies up here. I do want to give another little intro of what this is and what we will be speaking about. Unfortunately, this topic is going to get really hot. It's going to get really crazy. So like I said, we will be getting mass reported. I know Stella already knows this panel is happening. And we all know that she is known to weaponize her following to make sure people don't speak about her. We know about the 3 pages on TikTok. We know about the 3 on Instagram. Okay. And we also know that she uses her Discord to take people down. So please, while y'all are here and you are listening, keep tapping the screen. We need over 100K taps and we can hit that easy with everybody who's in this room. Please keep sharing the live as well and listen carefully to what people are saying because these are facts coming straight from people that dealt with her for months. Okay. So to get started, again, we have multiple allegations to go over, but the biggest point of this panel is to clear everybody's name on this panel. Okay, because she has put multiple accusations onto them as people, as mods, as gifters, as supporters that are very harmful to their overall reputation on TikTok. And it's not fair. It's not okay. They're not content creators. They're not people that are out here trying to grow their content, but they might be one day. And it's not fair to have a reputation that people have on you because of somebody lying. Okay, so I do want to give everybody an opportunity to talk, and everybody will have an opportunity to talk. I do want to make sure y'all understand all of these ladies here have direct contact with Stella. Either they're a supporter, a mod, or a gifter. Somebody who was within her circle for months. So what they are saying and what they are coming out to say is not going to be easy to say because, of course, Stella is going to try to lie about everything. But let's keep in mind, these people have no reason to lie at all. They're no longer supporters. They no longer agree with her actions, and they just want to be cleared of all these fake things that are being said about them. Okay. So I do want to start off with Raya. I really do believe that she has had a lot to say due to what has been her position within Stella's platform for a very long time. If you did not know, she was a mod. She was also a top manager in everything. She handled everything from Discords to content to FO content. There was a lot of things that she handled, and she is completely being bashed as a person and what she did for Stella. So Raya, if you would like to get started with the accusations and the rumors that are being said about you and start clearing them up. Let's get into what you have been told and the evidence that we have behind it as well. So whenever you're ready to speak, go ahead and get started, however works best for you. And we'll go through all of these ladies. We will get through all of them. And we also have points and notes because we have spoke multiple times with all of these ladies. And there's plenty of things that they want to talk about. So Raya, whenever you're ready, go ahead and get started.
Okay, so, yes, everything that you said is true. Basically, I came to Stella about a month ago. She was talking a lot on live about wanting to do business. She had said in our Discord that she wanted to start a business, that she kind of wanted a separation between the Discord and her business side of things. Basically, she had told us, I want to do something with my platform that the other creators are not doing. And I was very supportive of that because I think that that's a great idea. I have personally had a lot of different skills that I've collected over the years that I felt like could be helpful to her. I already knew and was secure in my position with her as her top mod, having done everything I had done for her in the past couple months of helping her, that I felt like maybe I was in a position where she would trust me enough to help her in that position. So I came to her and said, hey, look, I know you're trying to do this thing. I'm very supportive of it. I would love to help you. I have some skills that I think would be helpful. And are you interested in me just like assisting you with that stuff? Basically, she said yes, that she really liked that idea. Now, I will mention that all of this kind of happened really quickly, and very quickly after the big Discord fight that is well known, unfortunately, that happened due to the Allison stuff with the waffle. So, we did have that debacle. We did kind of have to sort all of that stuff out. And shortly after, then she was like, okay, so now we're going to start doing grind mode. We want to have the separation, have more organization in our Discord, and go ahead and start separating. Basically what the Discord would be where the friends are, and then we would also have the business. So when all of that happened, basically she put me in a position of management without saying it was a position of management. She started giving me like very, very heavy responsibilities, like setting up her business email, setting up her domain for her website, then setting up the website in general, then creating the designs for the website. She sent me her logo and said, I want this on my website. These are my ideas for my website, etc., etc. I was completely okay with that. At that time, it wasn't a lot for me. She gave me those responsibilities, but there wasn't a lot on my plate, so I didn't think anything of it. At that time, she had also demoted, unfortunately, 2 of our previous mods due to the Discord issue, and then promoted another one. And at that time, she told us, okay, so now with the mods, what we're going to do is everyone's going to have their own position, like in the mod group. And Kelly was given the social media manager. She basically told me that I was like VP, SEO, whatever you want to call it, like manager per se of the business. And then Briana was supposed to be the manager of like the Discord. So going forward, those were our responsibilities. And then she also let me know, like, hey, now that we're really turning this into a real business, I would like to also have you on payroll at some point. The first time that she mentioned that, it was just payroll. It wasn't where that payroll was going to come from. It was not anything specific. I said that's fine. You know, that's cool. Whatever. Like, I didn't think anything of it. I'm sorry, there's a lot of points. I'm taking a breath. So we started moving forward. She started asking me, like, what responsibilities can we give Kelly? I said, I think that Kelly would be great for, obviously you said social media manager. So doing stuff with your social media, like we need to start posting your content. We need to get your content going. And that's kind of where we moved forward with everything. So basically I was doing a lot of stuff, behind the scenes. Not a lot of people know what I was doing. I feel like there's a very big misunderstanding in what Stella is saying that I did and what I actually did. I think one of the issues that is coming up right now is, why would a mod want to be paid? And on the surface, I can understand why people would think that. But I was doing a lot more than what a normal mod does. I wasn't just muting people and pinning comments. I was doing everything that I've said so far and more. You know, as our relationship went on, I was given more and more and more responsibilities, to the point where she was asking me to do set up like brand collaborations with her, look for hotels for her in LA, look for resorts, look for things that her and her family can do for content, answer the work email and respond to fan mail, and then, continuously updating the website as she continued to do things with the business. And then on top of that, yes, I was also a mod. So at the same time, I was also mentoring our new mod that had just come up and helping Kelly, backing Kelly and doing that, because that was really her responsibility, but I was backing her on that. So I was helping teach the new mods that were coming up and the new assistants that she had coming up for the T pages. I was still helping to...
It was assistant. It was,
Mhm.
second hand, like right hand. You did a lot. You did a lot. And the issue right now is she makes it seem like you were just a mod. That's
Correct.
it. And that's not true. I want y'all to really, really hear that. None of that is true. Raya did a lot. She was basically the manager of Stella's entire brand, actually. So I want y'all to really hear that and understand that, because she wants to make it seem like Kelly or Raya was just only a mod, pinning, blocking, muting, reminding about likes. That's not it. And she was putting in hours. She has her own family, she has her own life, but she was sitting here being the overall manager of Stella's entire brand, from FO content to TikTok content to TikTok lives to Discord. She put the whole Discord together. Merch. Stella only gave her the idea for a pillow and a sticker. So everything else you see on that website came from Raya's ideas. And she's completely discrediting everything Raya has done. I really want to emphasize that, y'all, while you're listening.
Yeah, that's entirely correct. That's why it was so hurtful for me to say, oh, you were just a mod, you just made a website for me. So I was like, girl, like, you know, I did so much more than that. It went down to the fact that she didn't know how to set up her EIN number for her business. Me and my man helped her do that. She didn't even know what it was. She was saying that she was having trouble setting up a business bank account. So I told her that she could put it under an EIN number, which is how you get your LLC for a business. She didn't know any of that. And I helped her and I walked her through how to set that up as well, how to sign the paperwork and everything, and what she could do with that EIN number as well. I mean, it went down to, she would have me do the business meetings with our mods. She would be off doing something with her content or with her man or whoever, whatever. And she would say, hey, Rhea, can you go do that business meeting with Kelly and Briana? Can you go talk to the assistants for me? And the thing is that with that also came the other side of it. She didn't want to do any of the confrontation either. And that kind of leads into the other issue, that she wants to sit here and say, I was in control of everything. I didn't let her make decisions. And, you know, I did this, that, and the other. The thing is that I was essentially like the puppet. She was telling me, hey, I want you to do this, that, and the other. Now go do it. And so I was the face. I was what everyone was seeing. Yes. So it looked like it was coming from me, but it really wasn't. I would tell Stella, hey, this is what your community is wanting. This is what I'm seeing in the lives that people are wanting. What do you want to do about that? Here's my opinions on what might be a good idea, and how do you want to go forward? She would then tell me, we'd have a conversation, and then we would execute that plan. So, and then I was typically the one executing it. So anytime she had a problem with someone, I was the one who came to them and had to have that conversation. Anytime that she wanted to upgrade somebody to a mod, I was the one that typically had that conversation, or me and Kelly had that conversation. And it all went like that. So, you know, I feel like the extent of what I did for Stella is being extremely downplayed. So fast forward, you know, when we started talking about payroll and payments and everything, you know, there were two things that we mainly talked about.
Besides, with this issue, she is trying to say that you're extorting her for $3K. So I definitely think you need to hit on that and clear that up, because you're not extorting her for anything. And you also are not extorting her for $3,000. That is not real. That didn't happen. So if you want to touch on that and explain that, I think that would be helpful, because she is running with that story in Discord, on lives, telling Allison. Now Allison has your name in her mouth. So I think that would be important to speak on.
Yes, exactly. And so basically there were two different payments that we had talked about. One of them was the FO management, which she wanted me to have 10% of all sales on that website. And then there was also the merch that she did offer me 10% on. Now, I do want to explain, I told her that I did not even really want sales on merch, because I know how that goes. I'm not dumb. I know how that goes. If you're not making sales, then you're not going to be paid. And the thing is that I'm doing way too much work to not be paid at that point. So I had originally asked her, because she asked me what I wanted. I said, maybe like 20% of profits in general would be fair to me. But if you want a different number, we can work that out. But I said I wanted overall profits. So that meant anything like collaborations, brand deals, etc., etc. Right? So, and she was like, well, I'm not making money right now, so I don't think that that's fair. And I said, okay, well, what do you want? She was like, oh, well, you know, maybe 10% of merch sales. And at that point, I just felt like, you know what? I don't really have a choice. I'm kind of just not doing the brand's not doing much right now. So I'll just take it where it is. And then maybe we can talk about things as we go. Because when we talked, I said, is this something that we can kind of work on as the brand grows? She said, yes. I said, okay, so with that in mind, then I know you're willing to negotiate with me in the future. So fast forward, I'm doing all of this work for her for a month. She's making money on the FO website. We're doing a lot of productivity. She's going places. Like, things are going good for the brand. She's getting the word out there. Things are growing. So I say, okay, Stella, hey, look. I sent her a very professional message. And what I was trying to explain to her was, I don't hold the 4 months of modding and everything else that I did for you for the business against you. Like, I did that. Yes, that was under the influence of being a friend, being someone nice, just simply caring and loving you. But going forward, I've done my research. Here's what the average influencer manager does, which is in the scope of work that you are now putting on my plate. I am now an influencer manager for you because of the scope of work I'm doing for you. I'm no longer a mod, right? So I said, this is what they averagely make. Is there any way that you would be willing to work with me? I said, negotiate, actually, a different payment for me. And then she said, well, how much do you want? I said, well, I just told you, like, this is what the average person makes. I understand that I'm not certified. I'm just going off my skills I've learned. So, I just want a retainer fee. And you can keep all of the profits for your entire business. I don't want any of it. You can have your FO stuff. You can have your merch stuff. You can have your brand deals. I don't care. Any other profits you make are yours. I was like, I just want one number a month. And she said, well, I don't have that amount.
Message that she sent, y'all. If you would like to screenshot it and read on your own, go ahead, Raya.
Yeah. So, long story short, like, that conversation didn't go very well. I was very much so trying to be as professional as I could about it. And yes, I did tell her I was not going to have a phone call with her because I had a very bad feeling that this exact situation was going to happen, unfortunately. I really didn't want there to be any chance that my words and what I said to her could get twisted or changed in any way. So I said, I'm not calling you about this issue, even though it is a very professional issue, because I want it all documented. And I said that in my message. And I told her at the end of the message, like, hey, you told me at the beginning of this that it was a business, that there's a business and a friendship relationship, and this is not it. And, that's all I meant by my message to her, was a business relationship. Can we negotiate my payment? Going forward, I said, I do not want any payment today. I just want to talk about forward.
Right.
And so she was not understanding that. I felt like I was going in circles with this girl. I felt like she was not reading all of my messages. I felt like we were just fighting to fight at some points of this. And I said, this is not going anywhere.
Just to state, this is actually the messages of Raya explaining what she was doing, how she was helping her, especially with her OF and everything, and what she kind of was asking of her as a content creator, so that she was able to build a platform as well as make money.
Yep. So if y'all want to read this, you can screenshot it and read it. Or again, I do want to remind y'all, I will download and upload this to my YouTube. So if you miss it or your friend missed it, you can always go back and watch it and pay attention to whatever you might have missed. But we do have receipts behind everything that's being said tonight. I just want to make that very clear. There you go. She did wipe the camera. There you go. If y'all would like to screenshot that. Right. Anything else you wanted to hit on or continue with before we move on to the next person?
Yeah, I will just finish up by saying, like, hey, like, there were some things that were taken very, very out of context, such as things like I was trying to extort her, or I was trying to come for Owen, her man, for money. Things like that were twisted. Like, for example, the thing with Owen, I told her at one point, because she said, hey, I said I had threatened her to go to court. Yes, I definitely said that. It wasn't even a threat. It was a promise. I was fully ready to do that. I have a lawyer on retainer, and I was willing to do it. Because what I had told her was, hey, look, if you don't want to pay me in the future, like, let's cut ties. I said, but hey, look, I did do your website for you. I did make all the merch designs. All those designs are mine. You never paid for them. It's like, if you were to go to a flea market and someone made a product and they offered it to you and they said, hey, look, here's this cool product. Do you want it? And you said, yes, I want it. And I'm going to use it for my business. I'm going to hang it up in my store, right? But then you're like, but I don't have the money for it. I don't want to pay for it. The person's going to take their product back. And so I tried to explain that to her. I said, hey, look, these are the products I made for you. You're using them for your business. You now have an LLC, so you really are using them for your business. That's a legal issue. I said, you can either pay me for my products, which we agreed upon, and I have text messages for $300 just for my website designs and the merch designs and everything else, the Discord that I made for her and everything. And then I said, and I will walk away happily. And you can keep all of the work that I did for you. I said, or I can take all my work back and then you don't have to pay me anything. And so we had gotten to an issue where she started saying, okay, well, I'm broke. I said, okay, that's not really my problem, but okay. I said, well, after some back and forth, I eventually said, okay, well, it's looking like I'm going to have to take you to court. Like, that's where you're putting me in a position of. And she's like, well, I'm broke, so you're not going to get nothing from me. I said, okay, well, just to let you know, in case you didn't know, when you sue somebody, they're going to garnish your wages. If you don't have wages and you're a dependent of somebody, which I know very well due to our personal conversations, she is a dependent of Owen. He pays for her whole life. They're going to garnish your dependent's wages too. And that is where that comment came from. She's saying, I'm suing Owen. That's not what I said. I said, if the courts can't get money from you, they're going to get it from whoever's paying for your life. And that would be Owen. So I definitely want to clear that up, because I never said that I was coming for him. He is innocent in this. In fact, he is a godsend to that woman. I don't know how he puts up with her. I'm just going to say that. Like, I'm not trying to be any type of way, but she is how do I say this nicely? She is a very high maintenance woman, and he deals with it beautifully. He is an angel to her, and I hope to God that she appreciates him as much as we can see the way that he takes care of her and his daughter. I mean, they have a beautiful family. So I never once would ever come for him, because he is entirely innocent in this. It's just that when he's paying for your life and you get in trouble, that's the person the courts are going to go for. So it is what it is.
That is the norm. So that's nothing new. That's not you trying to target him. That's just the norm. So Kelly, are those all the rumors that you want? I mean, not Kelly, Raya. Are those the issues that you and the rumors that you want to clear up for you specifically? And then we can go on to the next person as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's different topics that I definitely would like to come back to, but as far as clearing my name, I think that I've covered mostly everything as far as that goes.
At the beginning, yes, we're going to names and giving everybody a chance to speak, and then we also have multiple topics we are going to hit, because I know you guys are speaking on the Mambas situation. I know you guys are speaking on the minor situation. There's essay allegations. There's so many things. So we will hit all of those topics as well. I just want these ladies to be able to speak for themselves first before we get into all of those topics as well, but we still will, okay? And if you guys have to leave or come back or whatever the case might be, like I said, this will be downloaded and posted to my YouTube with no cuts, no edits, so you can always come back and watch it later on if you need to step out or whatever the case might be. Okay, so next I want to go on to Briana. Briana, are you available to speak on what happened with you and Stella and how she treated you?
Yeah. So I'm Briana. After the Allison thing went down, she got rid of her 2 mods, and then she made me a mod after I sent her $200. I was also a top gifter, and I gifted her a leopard, $200, a lion, out of the kindness of my heart, and she never reached out reached out to me privately as a mod, and I just felt very taken advantage of. When I left the Discord, she basically told me and Kelly to choose between Rhea and Stella. She took my mod permissions away and put me in timeout in the Discord after all the things I've done to prove my loyalty. She made me think talking to her was a safe space, and I talked to her about my relationship, and she openly talked about my personal relationship, and she said, I'm just mad because my man isn't obsessed with me like her man is. She basically mocked me. I just wanted to let you guys know, as one of her top gifters, when I left her Discord, she called me obsessed for gifting her $600 all in total, when I did out of the kindness of my heart because I supported her and cared about her. So if I'm obsessed and everyone gifted or gave her money, is everyone obsessed? What about the times you paid Allison's rent? Does that mean you're obsessed? I'm just saying. I bought a tumbler from Stella's merch website. I never got my cup or my money back. So yes, to say she is a scammer, she is. The $200 I gave her from the kindness of my heart, from when she fed her dog grapes, she didn't have money to pay her vet bill, so she went on live asking for money, and I gave her the $200. She put my $200 and my name in the raffle when I didn't tell her I wanted to be in the raffle. She just wanted to cover the spots because no one was entering. Yeah, she basically took my kindness for granted the entire time. I was my mod, I was a gifter. I just, I don't know, I just wanted to clear my name up. And on a side note, I did not beg to be a mod. She asked me to be a mod after I sent her the $200.
And
She was telling everybody.
didn't she continue to speak about you after you left gracefully? She went into Discords and started talking about you being obsessed and such like that. Is that what happened?
Yes. She went all over her Discord. It's all over the T page. It's on the Rolf's T page, actually. And she was talking about, she basically forced her supporters to block all of us that are on the panel.
Wow. Well, everybody who's in this room, make sure you follow everybody on the panel, okay? You lost a couple bad seeds. Let's get a couple good ones. If you guys are in here and you support these ladies for just being able to clear up their name, please give them a follow. So Briana, you never got your tumbler, you never got your money back, and then your money was thrown into a raffle that you never wanted to be a part of in the first place. How has she gone about this? Like, I see that there's messages that you tried to, reconcile with her, and you tried to be cool afterwards. Why did you do that? Or why did you feel like that was necessary? And how did that go when you tried to at least smooth things over with her?
So after she took my mod permissions away and stuff like that, and took all my mod permissions, or put me in timeout in the Discord, I sent her an apology letter. Like, I was the one apologizing for no reason. Like, I literally sent her an apology letter. I think I have it or somewhere, but like, I told her I'm sorry. Like, what do you want me to do? And she posted it in her haters Discord chat. Like, she posted it like I was hating on her because I wanted to apologize for the shit she did.
How does that make you a hater if you're apologizing and trying to smooth things over?
That's a good question, because I saw it on the Rolf's T page and I was like, what? How is that being a hater?
So this is when you sent the 200 for the dog, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, for the dog and her vet. I told her, that the message I sent there, basically spend it on your man or whatever you want to do with it. And she put it in the raffle without my consent. She just said basically, oh, here, you can have the raffle, and that's all, to cover up all the spots because nobody was entering.
And that was after her man already agreed to go ahead and pay the vet bill. Instead of giving her money back, she transferred it over to a raffle you did not want to be in.
Yes, she didn't send it back to me. She didn't you know, be like, hey, you know, like a genuine person, hey, here's the $200 you sent me. My man is paying for it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. She never sent any of that. She was very ungrateful for the things I've done. I came to Kelly and Rhea about everything. I'm like, I just feel like she's not being grateful for the things I've done. I've never gotten a private call from her after I sent, pretty much after everything is like $200 or $600, $800, whatever it is.
That that is fucking ridiculous to me. Like, even when you told me before, I was like, wow, but just to hear it again is like, why? Like, but you say that you, from her actions and from the things she says, she values her top gifters. She values the people that send her a lot of money. You did that. And
Yeah,
you still didn't get value, and you still didn't get that care and support and like appreciation.
Yeah, she even said, we're on a call. I think Rhea and Kelly can say or cover me up for this, but she had said, like, we were talking about, oh, we need to give Briana like more stuff to do, because I was also like running a T page too for her, and like being like a social media manager while running the Discord. And she basically, oh, Brianna's great. She's a great sponsor. She didn't tell me that I'm a great person. Like, I'm a genuine person. I'm this and that. I'm a great sponsor. That's all she said.
Instead of a great supporter, a great help to the team, an awesome person who, you know, really supports me, you're a great sponsor.
Yes.
That's a lot of how she thought of you or felt about you. She saw you as a cash cow.
Yeah, she saw me as like, oh, she's gonna give me money. I'm gonna keep her. And that's why I think she kept me in the Discord, because she knew I gave her fucking money.
Wow.
And she got upset that I left because she's like, oh, and by the way, I kicked those girls out. She never kicked me. I left from my peace and happiness. My peace and happiness comes first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Briana, is there any other things that you want to clear up from your end that happened with you and Stella before we move on to the next person?
I think we cleared everything up. I'm sure if we come up with something else, I'm sure we can speak on it.
Okay. Thank you, Briana.
Yeah, thank you.
So next I want to go on to Tiffany. Tiffany, you have been accused of multiple things. You've been accused of being crazy, of being two different people, of being a stalker, all these different things, but you are none of those things at all. You were actually in school to become a doctor.
Yeah, I am.
So go ahead and clear up accusations that are on you and everything that is, you know, just being spewed upon you, that you are none of those things. And let's keep in mind, Tiffany was never a mod anyway. So let's just get
okay. Yes. So I was never a mod. I was actually a verified stellar, meaning I had to put in an application to become in a higher level. I left the group peacefully. I had sent a message to everyone, telling everyone that I would be there for them, that you know, that I just supported them and this, that, and the third, but I couldn't do everything that was going on with the Allison stuff. Also, keep in mind, like I said, I'm in college. I'm a senior for psychology. So I kind of could already see the narcissistic tendencies coming out in her. And I just didn't want to be a part of that for my mental health. I didn't want to be a part of that. So I left the group. I had made a Discord with all of the previous supporters. For us to keep in contact, for us to keep in touch. And I kind of just left the situation as it was. I left peacefully. I never talked about anyone. I just left it how it was. Come to find out, it surfaces that I'm crazy, I'm obsessive, I'm a cyber stalker, I'm against mental health, and all of these crazy accusations that could potentially hurt my future, trying to become a doctor, because those are obviously crazy accusations for someone who wants to help mental health. I've always been supportive of everyone who's been in the group or out of the group or whatever, aside from Stella. And I always told all of them that. I also was in a Discord a couple of nights ago where Stella made her appearance at, and she was basically laughing and joking about essaying me, her friend who had said that she would essay me, and Stella was joking and laughing about it. And then so I retaliated and said how I felt back, that I basically wouldn't mess with them. And that it was gross, it was disgusting, and yeah, as you guys can see. I don't regret anything I said because I only ever said anything in retaliation to what everyone said about me. And I also want to clear up that I didn't get forced out of the group. I left willingly. I didn't get pushed out. And yeah, I'm not a stalker. I'm not crazy, and I don't got mental issues.
Absolutely. And there is no reason that a friend of hers would say, I'm an SAUB. And for Stella to think that was funny.
Right.
Why is that funny when you personally, Stella, have SA allegations? Why? So you don't take SA seriously? It's a joke to you? Because it happens to millions of people in this world every day, and it's not funny. And it's not a joke. And it's not a diss. And it's not a, ooh, let me see if I can press a button with it. What?
Right.
That shit is weird. So I'm very, very glad that you caught that evidence. I'm glad that you have the backup behind that, because how would that be okay in any way?
And just the fact that allegedly, because we weren't all there, but for someone who didn't do it, like allegedly, it's funny that you want to joke around about it and then your friends kiki and talking about essaying someone else. I just think that was disgusting. That was directed straight at me. So I don't know. I was just supportive of everyone who was in the group, regardless of Stella, and I tried to keep my name out of it. I tried to leave peacefully, and just because I was supportive of all the people who were previously had left, then I turned into crazy and obsessive and have mental issues and this, that, and the third. And even having people comment on stuff, saying stuff about mental health and this, that, and the third, like, oh, you don't support mental health. You don't support mental health. Like, that's very damaging to what I'm going for, because I'm a senior in college. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of time, effort, money that I put in to become a doctor. You know, that could easily be ruined just because of someone with such a dangerous, big platform. So,
absolutely. And she's known to weaponize her platform to get done what she wants to get done. We already know this by proof, because she had majority of these girls running tea pages for her that would sit there and record her lives, record her content, and post it on tea pages for positive tea and marketing for her. She had her own PR team within her mods. They had 3 pages on TikTok and another 3 on Instagram. You wanted to build a story around you that was never real or true. And all of these women have the proof and evidence behind that. That's embarrassing. Very embarrassing. Tiffany, is there anything else that you want to speak on for you personally that you want to clear up before we move on to the next person?
no, I just want to say that I'm very supportive of mental health, and I've never, ever given the inclination that I don't support people's mental health or the mental health awareness of what they got going on. And I just want to say that I think that it was disrespectful for everyone in that Discord group, including Stella, to talk bad about me, to say that I'm stalking her, or that I'm a cyber stalker, or that I have mental problems. Like, that's hurtful. And I've never one time said anything about any of you, including Stella. And so I think that that's just disrespectful. And I'm not any of those things, as everyone who's ever gotten to know me knows. Like, I support mental health. I support, you know, having a positive and healthy mental health. So I just want to say that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tiffany. Next, I want to move on to Miss Alexis. Alexis, can you go ahead and tell us what you did within the Stellar Squad, or your interaction with Stella, and what you're trying to clear up for your name?
So, like, I wasn't really, like, in it very long. I was a mod for maybe a month, if that. And, I don't know. I've sent Stella a couple bucks here and there. I've sent a couple gifts, and really the thing is, when the whole Allison situation went down, me and another mod were basically the ones to stand up and like voice everyone's feelings. And she kicked she kicked me and the other mod to the curb. I didn't get an explanation. I didn't get a conversation. I got in the Discord and saw in the main chat that I was no longer a mod, so I just automatically just left the server because I don't know what you think I look like going from a mod and then still supporting you when I had no conversation at all.
Right.
So really I think that's all like that happened with me. Like I've not been a mod for maybe a month now, so I've kind of like had my time to deal with this stuff on my own. So I don't really know.
Okay, so were there any accusations or things that she put on you that you want to clear up? Or was it more so you just got dropped for no reason with no explanation and you're just trying to clear up that you did nothing for that to happen to you? She may have gotten a call or something. Y'all give her a second.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So like when you did your last list about Stella, that's around the time that I was dropped, and I was pinned as the person who was dropping all Stella's tea, that was dropping all of the Discord stuff, and I personally had not said anything about Stella. I was just playing along with the narrative, and like I'd go in your chat and I'd send like eyes emojis or whatever, and her little minions would comment back to me and call me out or whatever. But I was just playing the narrative. I never spilled anything about Stella. But if you're gonna make it seem like I am, I might as well just play along with the narrative in the comments. Like but I did apologize. To Stella.
She was not the one who sent me anything. I will confirm she was not the one who sent me any tea, any Discord screenshots, any information. It was not Alexis. It was not her.
No, definitely it wasn't me. And so like I apologized after our whole Discord fight to Stella. I apologized to her one time. I'm like, hey, I got out of character. Like that's not normally who I am. Like I'm sorry. Well, apparently to the other mods, I was so needy or I don't know how I can be needy and not available at the same time. Like I have 3 children. I have my own life like outside of TikTok. So that didn't make any sense to me, but that was really my whole thing with Stella.
Okay. All right, Alexis. Well, thank you for speaking on that. And let's move on to Tay. Tay, do you want to go ahead and speak on what happened with you, your interaction with Stella, and how she treated you, and why you need to clear up your name as well today?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, hi guys, my name is Taylor. Most people know me or call me by Tay, so that's what I was known as. I was a mod around the time. It was Kelly, Rhea, Alexis, and I. And there was Mambas at the time, and that will be probably part of a topic, but she was around the time that I was modded as well. I was kind of a mod during the beginning of everything. So pretty much it's just, there's so much, but long story short for my end, around the time of, I think it was the Allison Waffle, there was just already some tension anyways on the rise due to Stella kind of being out of the mix of all the constant, drama she was being brought into, or, all the accusations that was being brought against her. Sorry, hold on.
Give her a second chat.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I just had to get my phone back on the screen really quick. But unfortunately, she just would never really be there, and we as mods would kind of always be the backbone to answer to everyone, the community, people that would, kind of just be coming at certain mods in the chat. We kind of felt always like our backs were against the wall, and Stella didn't just really have any constant communication, and we were starting to get put on T pages, and we would bring it across to her, and there was no accountability there. Like, it was just constant, no accountability to the things that we would kind of bring up to her. So pretty much all our feelings as mods at the time were kind of neutral. I said again, due to the vast amount of things that started to spiral during this waffle within the Discord, I was kind of one of the mods taken out of my position. What I was told was, let's see, my emotional side. Well, this is what kind of Stella was explaining to us at the beginning, but my emotional side wouldn't be a good fit for the business. Which totally get if you have that specific opinion, whatever it is, but whatever. Which, by the way, Stella had my own friends get on the call, which is the other mods, to give me that information to kind of X me out. So at the time, hold on, sorry. I'm walking back into my house, so it's kind of hard to talk. I'm all walking. Okay. All right. Anyway, so
The screen as well.
pretty much at the time, it was pretty much like my own friends, the mods. We would be on the phone calls with each other 24/7. It wasn't even just always worrying about Stella or all the drama that Stella was in. It was genuine phone calls and talking about each other's lives and hobbies and experiences that we've been through. So it was kind of like I felt backed against a wall in a sense, and had no other reason but to kind of hang up on the phone call with my two good friends at the time. So it was kind of like too intimidating. I was like, no, I'm not about this. I'm kind of gonna step away. This is not what I expected out of this, like whatever. But I kind of know that the real true reason why I was X'd out was because the day of the waffle started, everything kind of blew up in the Discord, and a couple of, everyone spoke their piece. I was one of the people who spoke up, and, me and Stella kind of got into a little quarrel, and, I told her to watch her tone with me. I said, you don't tell me when to stop speaking, one, and two, you're just, I don't know, I just was telling her how bad of a person she was. Red flags are red flags, and they'll always be red flags to me, pretty much. So I spoke my piece. I let Stella know to watch her tone, and pretty much I knew that it was all over after that. But I kind of was, I was accepting of it, because I let her know overall else, if she doesn't expect true friendship out of business and to be friends with your business partners and to flourish together, her business never is going to truly flourish, I expect. So I respectfully left in my end, and I haven't personally said anything about anyone or anything. I don't watch Stella anymore. I just kind of took myself out of it, because I always tend to stay out of drama anyways. But when I'm treated like a child and stripped from my friends and the genuine connections that I made, I didn't want any part of it. So I was like, whatever. But I wrote a little something down and was like, well, I'm just gonna, say like what I feel, and just to kind of wrap it up on this whole Stella thing for myself. So if I can read that, is that okay? Okay, perfect. Let's see, let me get it really quick. Okay, can you guys hear me? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. So I said, I am here on the panel to state, my piece, and, I'm here for all of the girls and everyone in the community as well that has felt a certain way. No ill intent towards anyone have I ever been, and I've always been kind of the peacemaker and positivity. So, I just said, I'm a grown woman, and I was treated like a kid along with my peers. And I said, no discredit towards, any of us mods or anybody that was treated like crap, because for some reason Stella liked to do that to everybody. I said Stella for months has been stripping her community and supporters of their emotions, personalities, and so much more, not just people's pockets. Back when I modded for Stella, I started off like anyone else. I was noticed for the amount of support and all the time that I put into being in Stella's lives and chats consistently. I grew close with the girls in the community and would be on the phone. We would go into the voice chats with our community and things like that. Real genuine conversations. Yet every time Stella wouldn't be there, and let's see, I said she would just get exposed for something different, and there was always radio silence from her. The fact that Stella was always MIA on us, which now we know she kind of just put her focus into other things instead of us. We were always kind of the ones just to pick up her pieces and explain things to the community, even if we didn't know what the hell was going on ourselves. So she kind of let us suffer in her silence, all the while getting hate and kind of bashed and put on T-pages. So I just said Stella was nowhere to be found. And when she started the waffle, I knew right away she was not who we thought she was. At least for myself, making a diss track for all of us, calling one of her best mods out and letting Allison speak on her. I knew it was over. I knew it wasn't really Stella, or, I don't know if that's her name, who knows, but we'll get into that. Especially when I stood on business with her on the phone, I just knew it was kind of over. So my last input is it's kind of sickening and sad when a person knows what they're doing to people and they still don't care, and how it's making how it's making the other people feel about it. Like, I've said this again and again and again. Everyone's stronger together. So that's all I have to say, pretty much.
Absolutely. And that was beautifully said, because, all of these situations does take a toll on everyone individually as a person, not as a creator or as a mod, but as a person. I think that was beautifully said. So
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that, and good job. Good job. Let's move on to Miss Kelly. Kelly, what do you have to say about your situation with Stella and the accusations and rumors she has on you at the moment as well?
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So yes, it's like where to begin, but like I first just want to say thank you, Phoenix, and everybody for giving us this platform to speak up, because she has a pretty decent amount of following, and she's been talking about it all week. So it's nice to be able to speak our piece, because there's always three sides to a story: his, hers, and the truth. So it's nice for us to be able to get out our truth. But so yeah, anyways, I kind of came in right after Rhea did in the beginning. I noticed she was live one day and she had like 30 people and she only had one mod. And I said, hey, I can mod for you for the day if you want. And she modded me, and it just kind of went from there. And then the Discord followed later after. And everything was good in the beginning. It was like a community of women supporting women, and it was nice. It was fun. It was like, it was enjoyable. It felt like we connected, and there was women who kind of experienced the same thing, and we kind of leaned on each other. So it was a nice environment to be a part of at the moment. But then, like everyone else said, as soon as the waffle came, that's when everything hit the fan. And that's when everything kind of fell apart, like our whole community. She's like, I don't want things like this anymore. I want it to be a business. I want to go places. And in my head, I was like, at first I wasn't like with it at all, but I was like, okay, I can get behind a stay-at-home mom trying to make something of herself. She wanted to make money. I can understand that. What stay-at-home mom wouldn't want to have like a side hustle, and not have to depend on their person. So I kind of agreed with her on that. But, when the waffle, everything went down, all of us mods felt the same. So for her to kick two mods who were emotional just the same as us was kind of, it didn't make sense. And I don't know why, but like, to back up one thing that Alexis may have said is, she said that she said that Alexis was messaging her too much and that she was too emotional, and that's where the needy part came in. Like, and she's trying to say that we said that about her, but that's not true. So I just wanted to say that. And then, Stella put me and Rhea, or mainly Rhea, like and I'm the witness for Rhea for that. Like, Stella made Rhea do all her dirty work and so she could keep her hands clean, and made me and Rhea do the uncomfortable thing of telling these mods they had to go when it really should have been her to do that, because it was her decision to do that. And yeah, so we called Tay, and it was like really hard for us to do because we built a bond with these ladies, and Tay especially, you know, like, and it was hurtful to have to kick her out, and she put us in that awkward, uncomfortable situation, and we did not want to do it. And it's like we had no choice. Like, was not going to do it, and we had to do it. Like, she pressured us so much just to show our loyalty. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you don't do something she says, then you're not loyal. You're a hater, you know, like you're a snake or an op. Like, it was so annoying and frustrating. So it was like constant pressure, and it's like, we're here to support you. We want to watch you grow. Like, we love you. You know, we truly, genuinely cared about her. And she just like took advantage of our kindness, and it was frustrating. But so after all the waffle stuff, she turned it into a more business aspect, and she announced to the whole Discord, like, hey, I'm the CEO of my brand, and Rhea is now the manager. She will no longer be a mod, and she's going to be focusing on other things. So that's when she brought Briana in and was like, Briana, you're going to be in charge of this, and Kelly is going to be the social media manager, and wanted me to be in charge of. She gave me, I had to be on one of her backups, and she told me to go on her pages and comment to supporters and pretend to be her. And I think someone even caught me one time and was like, is this really Stella? And then she went on her main page and wrote that person and was like, yeah. And it's like, I don't know if they noticed that it was two different pages responding. I'm sure they probably caught that. But it was awkward. And it's like, she even came to me and was like, Kelly, you're not talking like me enough. You have to be like this. Like, it was, but I did it, you know. It was weird, but I did it, you know, because I wanted to show her that, here, I'm loyal. Like, I'm supporting you. I want to watch you rise up to the top, you know, because that was her main focus, was building her brand and making money and putting herself out there more. And that's why she created those T pages and pressured us to post about certain things. And that was like basically her role for me, was to be in charge of responding to comments on her backup. And I kind of stopped doing that like after a week, because it was just weird. And I focused more on what she wanted me to post on that T page. And that
what was her goal with the T pages? Because I see, to me, it's like a PR move, right? Like, I have my own T pages, you know, dedicated to me. But what was her goal when she told y'all, I need y'all to run these T pages, I need to post this? Like, what was her purpose for that?
Honestly, I believe, like, I can't really remember at the moment. I'm sure Rhea knows, but like, I believe it was for her to put out there, because a lot of T pages were clipping like the negative stuff. She wanted to focus more on positive stuff. So she wanted to make these T/fan pages to show TikTok that people love and support her. So it's kind of like being full of yourself, honestly. I think like 3 was a little overboard.
And another 3 on TikTok, on
Instagram. Yeah. So I felt like, and I tried to tell her, you know, let's cut back. Like, and she was like, no. And I was like, okay. Like, at the end of the day, like, she would come to us for advice and opinions and stuff like that. And she would make the executive decision, as she would say, at the end of the day. So all these decisions and choices was all hers. She just used us to execute those decisions. But the T pages, I think it was to kind of prove to the world and TikTok that no, we don't hate Stella. We love her. She's the best, And like, you know, I had to approve comments, and a lot of the comments I couldn't have disagreed with, and because they were kind of right, like, you know, but I couldn't approve them.
Yeah.
And I would constantly like send her them and say, do you want this approved? Do you want this approved? And she would say, no, or yes to that one. Like, she just wanted it out there that she was loved and appreciated and stuff. And like, I don't know, because she just was tired of the T pages posting negative stuff about her. And I guess she also wanted to, this was around the time of the SA allegations, so she kind of wanted to veer off from that.
Oh,
yeah, she wanted to distract people.
The allegations is when she started doing these pages?
Yes. Well, yeah, also, and I felt like it was also a distraction tactic to kind of,
wow,
because I did get a lot of SA comments in the the approved comments that I couldn't approve. So like people didn't forget for sure, but I feel like it was definitely a distraction tactic
Wow.
to do that. Yeah. And it was just like, it was very, a lot, like I said, a lot of pressure to post things. And hold on.
Wow, y'all. This is getting spicy. And if y'all think just them speaking on themselves is bad, wait until we address all the other situations. For example, Miss Mambas herself, the current mod, Cheyenne, the essay allegations, her true age, her true name, whether or not she is a citizen, allegedly. There's a lot that we are going to get into. So I need y'all to keep tapping the screen, keep this live up, keep it hot, keep us on the For You page. Do not let any mass reporters take over this live. Please keep tapping the screen and sharing the live as well. If you appreciate anything or you want to support any of these ladies, please make sure you follow them. Send them a little rose, or if you want to support that way, you can do that as well. And let's just keep this room hot and keep it active. We are also pushing for a gift gallery this week, and we only need 2 more gifts. So if y'all want to help support this type of content that I create, you can also do that as well. Totally up to y'all. Make sure you are following all these ladies. You are following me, and we will continue this conversation. We will not be silenced. If anything happens to this live, we will move over to Favorited and continue the conversation. Thank you, everybody who's here, and the comments have been very respectful. I don't see anybody being disrespectful or rude. That's why the comments are still open. Otherwise, we had full plans to go on to sub only if needed. Again, this live will be downloaded and saved and posted to the YouTube, so it will have no edits, no cuts, no nothing. So if you miss anything or you had to step out, you will be able to watch it again on the YouTube. The YouTube is linked in my bio, just like every other social media I have is there. Just give Kelly a second. She might have had a call or something else that she had to step away for. So just give her a second. Are there any?
I'm here.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened. But I'm going to touch back on the T page. I just want to say, like, so I'm going to go back to after the waffle when she decided to boot the other mods, which was already like, it made everything, everything shifted after that. It wasn't the same anymore. And she told us that this is no longer about friendship, and that we're focusing on the business. And if you can't put your emotions aside, then you can't be a part of it. And it's like, I'm an empath, you know, I'm an emotional person. So the fact that she kept me around was questionable. And when she did decide to keep me, she didn't talk to me for like a whole week, honestly. So it was like, why am I even here? I would always go back to Rhea and be like, what am I here for, you know? Because she said she wanted me to be a social media manager, but like, where was it going? And then that's when she introduced the T pages to me and whatnot. But she told everyone, like, and she said on the phone with us that Rhea is now the manager. She doesn't want her to focus on being a mod as much. And that's what me and Briana had to do, was do the modding. And she wanted to get us assistants, and that's where Cheyenne came in as an assistant. And she said that she was the CEO and Rhea was the manager, and I was like Rhea's second in command. And I feel like she only kept me around, honestly, to keep tabs on Rhea, because like when Rhea wouldn't answer the phone, she would constantly call me and be like, where's Rhea? Have you heard from Rhea? Like, that was the only time she really like would hit me up. And it was just like,
to keep tabs on her right-hand man.
Yeah, like, and I was fine with that. Like, I was fine with being, you know, Rhea's like assistant, you know, helping her out. But it was just like, it went from like a friendship community, girls, you know, like it was fun. And then she turned it into this whole thing. And it was like, it's like and a lot of people left after that, and it was sad. And then she got sad about it. And it's like, but why are you sad about it? Because you're the one that decided to change everything up. You're the one who chose this. You got rid of 2 great mods for no reason, because of a disagreement that we all were on the same page of, you know, like, and that week that she decided to do the waffle, she ignored us all week, didn't tell us anything about it. And all we did was express that it was a bad idea to do it and to collab with Allison, because Allison's very controversial. And she said that her family didn't want her in drama, that her family was so ready to pull the plug on the Wi-Fi because they didn't want her to be on TikTok anymore because of the drama. Like, they didn't want her a part of that. So why are you linking with the one who has the most drama on TikTok? Like, That's all
and
we were trying to get
specifically
across.
stirs drama and continues drama for attention on TikTok. Why would you link with that person?
Exactly. So we were trying to keep her away from the drama, and that's why we all felt the same way, along with all the other supporters. And we were trying to just like have her back, but she did not care. She did not care at all what we had to say, but she, at the end of the day, decided to boot those two mods and keep us and then bring Briana in. And Briana is the sweetest girl in the world. And, you know, she was more than happy to do it. And I feel like she only made, like Briana said it, like I feel like she only made Briana a mod because she donated that $200 and she wanted to keep her around because she felt like she was like a sponsor, like someone who like
an investor.
Yeah, investor. Yeah, I feel like that was the main reason. Like she saw dollar signs when it came to Briana.
That's so sick, dude.
And you know, I heard through the grapevine that Allison had told Stella, make your mods your top gifters. That's what I do. So that's where Stella's at right now. So the only reason that they're mods is because they're top gifters or something like that. Like if you're not a top gifter, you like if you can't pay, you can't stay. Basically, is how I see it. If you don't pay to support Stella, you're not a real supporter, which I think is really petty. Like even if you gift her a rose, that's not good enough for her. Which I think you should be grateful for anything.
Absolutely. Roses add the fuck up. If y'all know, like there have been times that I wanted to do like rose battles only because that shit adds up. And that gives more people the opportunity to support you or to, you know, participate. There's people that want to battle. They can't battle because they only have a couple dollars. But roses are a way for them to support. It helps with speed. It helps with other little tasks and things that you can get during battles. It's like if you're so unappreciative of the little things, you don't deserve the big ones. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and it made me kind of uncomfortable because around the waffle time, she made us all feel like crap because we couldn't enter $25. Like none of my supporters it's mainly Allison's, and it's like, girl, like I can't afford to lose $25. I'm sorry, like I really can't. And then honestly, I don't have money like that. So I feel like I was always like, she didn't really pay no mind to me. Like I said, I was mainly there to assist Rhea. I feel like she didn't pay mind to me because I couldn't afford to support her, you know, but I did send her $10 when she was asking for money for her dog's vet you know, bill, whatever. And I felt really bad because she was alone. It was like 4 a.m. and I helped her, you know, try to ring up more cash, you know, for that. And at the end of the day, her man ended up paying for the bill. So it was like, we donated all that for what?
Right.
So it was kind of like
being a good person and being like, hey, I don't need this anymore. I know that most of y'all do, or some of y'all do. I'm going to return this. That never happened.
Yeah, and that's exactly what she did with Brianna's money. Instead of saying, hey, thank you for donating this, like, you know, I know it was for the bill, but my man, he took care of it. I'm going to send it back. No, she just ended up taking it and putting it into the waffle because nobody was entering. And by the way, to the waffle winner, she made me send $1 to the waffle winner. I don't know why she couldn't do that herself, but she made me send $1 to the waffle winner to let them know they won. I feel bad for them because I genuinely feel like they're never, ever, ever, ever going to see that person. If they do, it'll probably be months from now. So I think doing the waffle was such a scam and it's a shame because all those people really like probably got excited and really did want to win. But the winner is not going to see that for a minute because she switches her focus on so many things, and that's the last thing on her mind. And that it just like I feel like I was mainly there, like I said, to be her Rhea's assistant, and I was okay with that because I you know, I still supported Stella, but like after the waffle, things just got weird and it wasn't the same anymore, and it felt very controlling. Like she told me I couldn't talk to King, or like, you know, like she didn't want us to have anything to do with you. It's like whoever she doesn't like and we can't talk to or support, like we only could support her.
Wait,
it felt
hold on. I didn't know that. She told y'all couldn't support me?
Well, it felt like if we did support you, like if she ever saw one of us in the lives, she probably would have been like, oh, they're an op, they're a snake. Like that's just how it felt. Like we could only support her. Like we weren't allowed to support anybody else unless she liked them. So like we knew she had issues with you, so it felt like we weren't allowed to support you.
Wow.
And it seems like she's very controlling to her supporters, and it's sad because I feel like they should have the right to support whoever they want to support.
Absolutely. That I do want to say One thing about me, as y'all can see, none of my supporters have my emoji. Rosa has my little heart because she likes it. It's cute. But nobody, there's no emoji next to my supporters' names. There's no like thing that I want y'all to identify yourself as a Knicks Navy member, because people who like me, people who hate me, there's so many opinions out there. I don't want you to go into a live space and all of a sudden you're being targeted because you are a Phoenix supporter. I do not do that to my people. I feel like that's so wrong. And it's not fair because that can affect y'all mental health as much as it
Yeah.
affects mine, as much as it affects my mods. I would never want to put that on people that just want to come and have a good time in my space. But for her to turn around and be like, y'all must put this in your name, you cannot support this supporter if you, or this creator, if you do, you're an op, you're now fake. Like, that is so insane. It feels like everything you guys have been describing this entire time feels like a cult. Like,
And I
truly.
will agree with that. I saw that comment after the waffle thing went down, and I kind of agreed with it. Like, I was like on the fence. Like, I still wanted to be there, and I was still loyal to her, and I supported her. And I could have, I could have went and, told everything, but I didn't. I still stood by her side, and through all the, her being called a racist and the essay allegations, we still stood by her side. We were constantly keeping tabs on people and what they were saying, and it's like we were like her do girls, and in the beginning it wasn't like that, but after the waffle, that's when everything changed. But we still accepted it and understood like where she was trying to go with it. So that's what we tried to do. And she would come to us like, oh, how can I change my aesthetic, guys? I need a change. I need to switch something up. I need, like, we would help her out with picking out what next wig she should wear. But she's like constantly wants to change her appearance and do this and do that. And it's like, just have a niche and stick to it. And I think a lot of
That's her problem, though, is she
yeah.
doesn't know who she is. She's trying to fit in the people that are going to have views, attention, money, gifts, sit there and just be pretty and get money. You don't have a personality for that, though, Stella. People who get those things and can garner those things and can and grow throughout themselves is because they have a personality that people are attracted to. They have content that they're attracted to. They are entertaining. They are fun. They are lit. Whatever it is. But Miss Stella doesn't have those things. Like, literally. And she's yet to know who she is. She doesn't know who she is as a creator. She doesn't know who she is as a mother. She doesn't know who she is as an individual woman at all. She identifies everything as her content. That is her man's work. Your man's content, your man's job, your man's locations, vacations. They're not vacations. They're work fucking locations. They're work trips for your man. And you come along because you're insecure. Let's be
Facts.
real. Let's be honest. You're sitting here acting as though you're doing all these big and bad things. The Ferrari event was not your event. It was your man's. Okay? Swim week is your man's event, not yours. But you
That
don't
part.
have anything of your own that you can actually identify as Stella, my content, the reason I'm going to be big, the reason I'm an influencer, the reason I'm a content creator. You don't have those things, Stella. And as
Yep.
much as you want to say my content is about gossip and talking about other people, baby, I do it well. And people come to me for a reason. Sorry. I know you see Tyra Banks, Oprah, Jason Lee, Adam 22, Wendy Williams, Ellen DeGeneres. There's a market that I have found that works for me personally, and I will never take it back because I know who I am and I know what works for me. My personality fits what I'm doing. That's why I grow. That's why it works. And because I'm real as fuck. I'm the realest bitch on this shit. It's that simple.
And I feel like you also make people aware of a person before they go and support that person. So for the ones that are still supporting her, you should be aware of all these things if you're going to continue to support her. Just because, I mean, I feel like, and everything she says, you got to take it with a grain of salt because I really, truly believe she's like a pathological liar. I always felt like deep down inside, she was hiding things from us and not telling us things. And when the T pages, I had to start the T pages, it felt like a lot of pressure. Like she was like, Kelly, why aren't you posting this? You guys need to post like 3 times a day. I need you to post this. I need you to post that. And it took like a toll on me. And I'm a mother of 3. I got to take care of my kids and I got a man to take care of as well. And it finally got to a point where I was burning myself out. And while she's chilling and sitting at a bar, drinking and eating chicken wings, Rhea's doing all the work. She wanted everything handed to her on a silver platter. And if we didn't deliver, it was like our fault. Like,
You know what's very crazy about, this is not my first time hearing it, chat. Okay. We spoke 2 days ago and we spoke today. And you know what's crazy to me is everything that her entire mod group did for her is a influencer's dream, baby. All you had to do was create. They would edit for you, they would post for you, they would promote for you, they would help you with brand deals. They did everything for you. And you had no appreciation. You had no consideration for their time, their effort, the time they're taking away from families, children's, their men, whatever it was. You did not care because there was no money behind it for you.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing, Stella, because at the end of the day, everything that my mod group does for me, I tell them I cannot pay you right now. I wish I could, and I will one day. They know I reference the Briana story every fucking day. I say I'm going to build with whoever's going to stick around, and at the end, you go be a millionaire too, for a fact. I'm honest about that. If whatever they help me with and do help me with, they know at this moment I cannot pay for it, but one day I absolutely 100% fucking will. And they believe in that because they know me. You feel me? So the things that you did to these women is so hurtful to hear from creator to creator, because I would have loved to actually taken the time to appreciate these women for everything they did. They had time that they had to give to you because they wanted to support you and help you. They saw you getting bullied and bashed and trashed all across the internet, so they gave you a chance to have a support system, and you abused it, and you never appreciated it, and you saw it as a dollar sign and not real people with lives. You're sick. You're sad. And
Yeah, it was
really
very
hurtful to hear what you did to these people. Kelly has been a supporter of mine since the Baddies days, when I was streaming Baddies last year. Before I ever did one interview, before I ever started a personality type show, Kelly has always been the realest bitch ever. So for you to do this to her really breaks my fucking heart, because Kelly is a sweetheart, and she has been honest since day one that I've met her, that she doesn't have time for all of this, and she still tried to give you time for this. So it's sick and sad what you did to her, sick and sad what you did to Raya. Raya, what the girl, if I could hire you right now, I fucking would. I'm ready for merch too. I got all my plans and everything ready, but she abused and used you, and it's not fair and it's not okay. And these are the type of people that we gonna clock the T on every time, because nobody deserves to be used for their money and their attention and their time in this way. It's sick. It's not okay.
It's not how I ever thought she was going to end up being. And it's like, wait a second, is this who she was all along? And she just kind of like brought us in thinking she was this sweet girl, but really in reality, she just only cared about the money. Like I'm stuck, like confused, like which was real, what was real and what wasn't, like, or was this you all along?
From all
Because
the conversations I had with y'all, I don't believe this woman has a real bone in her body. Okay,
Yeah.
she's playing a character. She's trying to figure out how to get into these spaces. But baby, you're 38 years old. Let me clock that T. You're 38 years old and you don't know who you are. You have no idea what you're trying to do. You're past the age of actually popping and doing something lit as fuck that makes sense to you with your personality and who you are, because you don't have a personality and you don't know who you are. But you are 38 years old using all these women who have families. They have men to deal with. They have lives to deal with. But you're 38 years old, lying on the internet to the island boys, telling them you 23, baby. You not know 23 and you never looked it. Okay?
Yep.
Miss Liz, you are 38 years old. I need you to start acting that way. Okay? It's embarrassing. It's sick. It's sad. Y'all know from day one I told you I'm 28 years old. You could believe it or not believe it, but I am 28 years old, and I still act as a 28-year-old. I'm going to clock that T maturely. I might get out of character, but you already know I'm 28. This lady has been lying for months, saying she was 23. You are 38 years old, Leslie. Ain't no Stella. Ain't nothing stellar about you. It's weird. It's sad. And your baby daddy, who supposedly might not even be your baby daddy, allegedly, he needs to get a DNA test. He is 25 years old, taking care of a 38-year-old woman who don't even know who she is, playing online with all these people's lives, all these people's times, and she don't know who she is. You about to be 40, baby. Come on now.
Yeah, and I just want to say, God bless that man. Like, he is the sweetest man, and I don't know how he does it. And I felt like she was in competition with him, and that's how it all began. She wanted to make more money than him, you know, like not have to depend on him. And it's weird because in the beginning of her following, when I became her mod, she never brought him up ever. Like, he was irrelevant. He didn't start coming in the picture until after the Allison stuff, the waffle and everything. And now he's all a part of her content. It's just, it all was confusing. I felt like she was never honest with us about things, and she hid things, and she was hiding her past. And I felt like we were close. Like, we told her personal things about us. I opened up to her about a lot of things. And it's like, I guess she didn't reciprocate, or is that the right word? Reciprocate? Yeah. So, at the time when it started to burn me out a little bit with the pressure and everything of posting and doing this and this and that, and I noticed some comments that said I had to stop unfollowing her because she changes so much. She's not the same person, and I agree. And I told Stella I needed to take a step back because it was taking a toll on my relationship. My man even said, Kelly, this is cringe. Why are you doing this? Like, and I was like, because I like her and I want to support her and I want to see her, you know, like me and my man would go at it about it. And he's like, I don't want to see you doing it. Literally stressing you out.
Here's her
And
proof of age, chat. And this is not doxing. I do want to say that very loud and clear. This is not doxing. We got this information due to text messages that she exposed to her mods in the Discord. And we looked up her number, which brought up this name. And this is her name because we know through the NDAs that she made her mods sign, that was the same name she signed as well. And she is 38 years old. Thank you. As you can see, there's proof again. This is the number that we looked up and this name was brought up. That's the same name that is signed on the NDA proof that we also have. And she is 38 years old. Boom. And the reason we can speak on the NDA is because she broke the NDA her damn self. And there were too many loopholes within the NDA that allowed anybody to speak up and not be heard at all.
Yep. And on top of that, she made us sign a non-compete disclosure where we couldn't be a mod for somebody for 3 years, but that non-compete was like, it didn't matter because by law, I think Rhea explains it better. It's technically non-competes are, what is it, Rhea?
It was made federally illegal in April of this year. They made non-compete forms federally illegal across the board. I don't know the backstory to that as to why, but yeah, so she didn't know that. And the thing is, when I dropped, so when we were going back and forth about the money and all that stuff in my PMs with her, it was kind of funny because I told her, you know, I was trying to get her to just dissolve it in general and not have to pull that card on her. I was like, you know, hey, I just want you to dissolve the non-compete form so that I can go do business with other people, other creators. And just a little note there, she assumed that I meant like Fly and Kayla and Toxic and stuff. I never actually mentioned any of their names. I didn't actually intend to do work with any of them. I meant like other creators on TikTok in general. But anyhow, I asked her to dissolve it and she wouldn't do it. She was like, no, you can work in 6 months. I was like, I can't not work. Like, I have a family and everything. And she was like, well, you signed the form. And I was like, well, you know, and she was like, well, I just meant my community. I meant you can't work with anyone who's associated with me or my community or the people that I'm working with. And I was like, well, Stella, that's not how non-compete forms work. That means I can't offer any services that I offered to you to anyone else. So anyone on this business trip with her could not offer not only being a mod, but also any services that we did for her. So social media management and anything else that was included in that for anyone else. And I was like, I can't not work, you know, I'm sorry. And she just kept going back and forth with me. So finally I was like, you know what, Stella, non-compete forms were made illegal in 2024. And she was like, why did you have me make them forms then? I was like, well, you asked me to do something for you. Who am I to deny you? Mm-hmm. That's not my fault that you didn't do your research. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. She never did her own research. She expected you to protect, produce, and do everything for her brand. The brand that doesn't even exist. It's real sick. It's real weird. Like, completely.
She pushed, she like basically ruined a good community that she had started all for this brand / business that ended up falling apart anyways because you weren't dedicated to it. You just expected Rhea to do everything. And when she finally reached out about her part, like her end in it, you didn't want to give it up. But you're all for taking people's money, but you can't give it to the one person who was there for you through everything, like, and did everything. And that's why I like, after I told her I needed to take a step back because I said this was too much. And she said, okay, yeah, family first, da da da. But I felt like that kind of irritated her when I took like 5 days off, I think, of not posting or anything, but somehow my page started, doing great. And then on top of that, she told me, Briana, and Cheyenne that we had to compete for payroll. Whoever's T page did the best will be on payroll, even though she told Rhea that I would be on payroll regardless. But like, she basically, that's what she said, that we would have to compete with each other to see who gets to go on payroll. And I never asked her for anything or expected it because I knew it wasn't going to come. But I wanted Rhea out of everyone to get that payment because she was giving so much of her time, energy, and effort into everything that she wanted to do. And yeah, that's when so after my break, and then she went to LA, and I just kind of fall back a little bit, and I kind of only stuck around to kind of support, be there for Rhea, and I was still supporting her, but like I felt the disconnect, and I felt like she was pulling away, and maybe it was because I took a break, but I told her that I was going to be, my son turned 1 on Sunday. I said, I'm going to be having a party for my son. I'm kind of busy right now. She blew me up the day of my son's birthday party because she wanted to talk about Rhea's message. And it's like she knew that it was my son's birthday. Not, no, hey, are you busy? No, she blew me up. So I finally answered, and she was calling Rhea money hungry and all this stuff. And I knew that wasn't true. And it was just like, I'm kind of busy right now at my son's birthday party. Like, I don't really have time to talk about this, and my whole family was giving me the side eye. It's like it was inconsiderate, because it was like when we needed to speak with her, she was never like available, or like it was so hard to get her on the phone to talk about what she wanted us to do and whatnot. She was constantly ghosting us. The communication was terrible, and we would say we would need team meetings, but she never jumped on board with that, and it never happened. And she blew me up just to say that, and it was just very inconsiderate in my eyes to bother me about that. And the next day I saw she unmodded me. She put me in timeout like a child. And it just felt like,
She really, truly loves timeout.
Yeah, she said, you're on the, there's the messages. And she basically told me like, oh, it wasn't personal. And I felt like it was personal because she knew me and Rhea were close. So I felt like she unmodded me because I was friends with Rhea. And she took away the T page. But Stella, I want to let you know, you forgot to sign me out of your backup page, but I'm not going to like stoop to your level. I ended up just logging out. I could have, deleted everything on there and destroyed it if I wanted to, but I signed out peacefully, and you didn't kick me out. I left peacefully. I could have said something to her, but I was like, what's the point? Because it's not going to even matter. She doesn't care. And that's what I had to accept. She doesn't care what anyone has to say. Even if I said it in the most nicest way, once Briana left, I left, and she tried to go and say, oh, I kicked them. I wasn't going to sit in timeout. She said she wanted a phone call to see where I was at. And it felt like that phone call was going to be about, you have to choose me or Rhea. And I wasn't going to do that because Rhea was there for me more than you were. You never genuinely cared about me, ever.
Exactly. And you felt and knew that. So
for my peace of mind, I like, for my mental health, I have been avoiding. I blocked her on everything. I blocked all her people, her minions, and I haven't been really paying attention to what she and her minions have been saying in the Discord because she's already taken a mental toll on me. Like, I feel like I just got out of a toxic situation, like relationship, and it took a toll on me. I had to take a break when I was her mod. Like, it's a lot. She demands so much. And she would pressure me, like I said, when the SA allegations were happening, she pressured me to post about Red and was like, I want people to see our friendship, post about, or she sent me templates from CapCut and was like, oh, post this, put these pictures in there and post this, and then put this as the title and do this. And I was like, I don't think this is a good idea with the allegations going on right now. And she's like, I don't care. And I was like, I really felt uncomfortable doing it, honestly. And I kind of held off on it, and I was going to ask Rhea for her opinion. But before I could ask Rhea for her opinion, she was like hounding me, like, why haven't you posted it yet? Why haven't you posted it yet? And the video actually did good on views. Like, I think it's at 70K. I'm not sure anymore. But it felt uncomfortable to post about that. And then she made the other 2 girls post about it too. Oh, send the girls this so they can see. And what's a post, and it felt very weird. Like her obsession with the boys was weird, and we tried to get her to focus on her alone. Like we told her, you could do this without them, you don't need them, and she never wanted to hear it. She just wanted to chase them because yes, they're the reason that she got somewhat of a clout. And I'm starting to see that yes, the stalker stuff might be true and the clout chasing is true. She was obsessed with them, like weirdly obsessed with them. She would write us in the middle of the night. She would see we were up and be like, let's go troll Red. I want to see if he'll answer me. Da 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 da. And it's like, girl, he doesn't want anything to do with you. Like, he spoke his piece about you. Leave the boy alone. And then you have us posting about him on a T page.
Yeah, and don't forget that she would sit there. We would be on like mod calls with her, and she'd be like, "Oh my gosh, guys, Fly's online. I'm gonna go see if I can go live with him." Or she'd be like, "Let's watch Fly's live together on the call." Like she would literally wait around for Fly to go live so that she can then go live with him. Literally, like up until like 4 o'clock in the morning, she would be sitting around waiting for Fly to go live.
We would encourage her, like, Stella, you don't need them. Like, you could do this. Like, focus on you and your family and whatnot. And no, she never could do that. She wanted them. She wanted to chase them. I feel like she plays nice with Kayla so that she could still have somewhat of a connection with Fly because Red won't give her the time of day. So, and she has said that Kayla's jealous of her because she looks better. So she has said that. I don't have proof of that.
Do you think she looks better than Kayla?
I'll say allegedly, but I know she said it.
Oh, wow, bro.
Delulu Who said Kayla was jealous of her?
Okay, so Kelly, is that all that she personally did with you? Because I want to move on to these topics. I want to get on to these topics because these are the ones that she just keeps running with and thinking that she's going to eat it up, and that's just not going to happen, chat. So the first one that I really want to address that I feel like people were asking at the beginning was the Mambas situation. Who can speak up about that and clear that up? Because Mambas is still currently one of her mods, correct? And
yeah, she hated me.
So before
one quick disclaimer. Hold on one second, y'all. Disclaimer again, chat. Once we get into these topics, these are way more spicy. Okay, so I need y'all to continue tapping the screen like crazy. Share the live. Spam FYP in the comments. Make sure you follow all these people on the panel. We are bringing you real shit about real things that need to stop. So please support the live while you're here. Tap the screen. Share the live. Follow these people. If you're not already following me as well, follow me. And keep the live hot. So we're going to talk about Mambas now. Who can get started with that piece and how that began?
Rhea will have a better explanation, but I just want to say real quick that it was me, Tay, Mambas, and Rhea for a little moment. And in the beginning, she made, we had a private group chat because Stella did not want Mambas to be a part of certain subjects because she told us she didn't trust her. And like Rhea said, and I've witnessed, Stella makes Rhea do all her dirty work and confrontational work to keep her hands clean. So the fact that Mambas went back is because Stella made Rhea do the dirty work, and it's like if Mambas knew how Stella really felt, I don't think she would have gotten back.
And I believe we have screenshots of that as well, right?
Yeah, Rhea, go ahead. And
definitely sent a lot of screenshots of everything that had happened. Actually, the entire conversation from beginning to end about what happened to Mambas. So I have screenshots of the very beginning where Mambas was involved with everything. She was a mod. She was actually the first mod. I will give her credit. She was there before I was. I came in pretty shortly after her, and we were getting along just fine. There's screenshots of the Discord where we were having a good time together, being friendly to each other, yada yada. Things started getting a little weird. I noticed that Mambas was a little bit more confrontational with some of the supporters, and Stella had really pressed us to make sure that the community was a very positive place and everyone was treated equally and, with respect. And I had brought it to Stella's attention a couple times that hey, she's a little bit aggressive with some of the supporters. I don't know if we want to talk to her about that. And the very, speeding up the story a little bit, the very last time, I guess, before she got removed, there was an issue. Someone had come into the live and I noticed them and they said, hey, one of your mods is a rat and it's not Rhea. And it was someone who was a mod for Rico. And I was like, well, I know there's only one mod in our mod group that was a mod for Rico. and it was Mambas. And so I brought that and some of the screenshots I had found in the Discord of her being a little aggressive with the supporters to Stella's attention at the same time. And when I brought that to Stella, she said that she already had some reservations about Mambas because previously when we were on a mod call, Mambas had mentioned that she still spoke to Bianca. Now, I don't know anything about Bianca. I still don't know anything about Bianca, so I'm not going to speak on her much. All I know is that Stella was very upset about this. She said that she didn't have a good relationship with Bianca and that she was very hurt to know that Mambas was still speaking to that person. She also did not apparently know that Mambas had apparently had beef with her. She said Mambas had outed that information herself to Stella. And when Stella was on a private call with me, she said that she was not aware that Mambas was ever upset at her, and that if she had known that, she never would have made Mambas a mod in the first place. So going forward from there was a situation where Stella had brought me and Kelly and Tay some private information. I have a screenshot of that in the Discord where she was like, hey, I got to talk to my mods real quick. And it ended up being about the SA allegations. I mentioned to her at the very beginning of the conversation, and always had spoke up whenever other mods were not around. But in this situation, I said, hey, Stella, Alexis and Mambas are not in this chat, just so you know. Do you want me to add them? Like, that's what I was going with. And she was like, no, I don't want you to add them. This is between us. And I was like, okay, that's a little weird. So fast forward, I had brought this stuff to her attention that someone outed her as a rat, yada, yada. And Stella was like, I feel like uncomfortable with her. Like she was starting to question her loyalty, I guess. And so after talking to Stella back and forth, she started getting very aggressive towards Mambas and said that she wanted to have a conversation with her about removing her from the group. I have all of the screenshots to say that this information started with Stella. When me and Tay were talking to her about it, we said, hey, what do you want to do about the situation? Do you want to just talk to her? I assumed we were just going to have a meeting and just out everything on the table and then just come to a conclusion of something. And Tay even recommended hey, do you just want to temporarily remove some of her responsibilities until we can just figure out and have some evidence. We didn't have any evidence of the rat stuff yet. It had just happened, and we were like, would it make you comfortable if we just temporarily did something about it until we had more evidence on this and could talk about it with her? And she was like, no, I want her mod roles taken away immediately. She had me do that, and then we can call her. I was like, okay. So we call her. We're on the call for about 30 minutes, I think. And the call ends up being a demotion. And Stella said that she wants her permanently demoted because she couldn't trust her anymore, given all of the previous information. And me and Tay were kind of just witnesses, per se. Stella and Mambas did most of the talking. Mambas ended up crying. Me and Tay felt very, very hurt and uncomfortable in that situation because it honestly felt like a conversation that should have been between Stella and Mambas, not Stella, Mambas, and the rest of the mods. It was very uncomfortable. And after the situation ended and the call ended and everything, she was like, I knew I felt sussed out about her, yada, yada. She told us that she didn't really even believe Mambas was even feeling bad about what had happened. There was no, she said she felt like there was no remorse from Mambas. She didn't believe her. And that was on a phone call, so I don't have screenshots for it, but it was on a phone call. Later on, the next day, all of a sudden, all of us were getting messages from Mambas. Tay got some, Kelly got some, I got some, and Stella got some. And through that situation, Stella, every time we sent a screenshot to Stella, because we were letting her know what Mambas was saying about us and to her and everything, Stella kept saying, I knew this girl was a rat. She was right under my nose the whole time. She's a bad word, really, really, really just going off, being nasty. And I have all those screenshots as well in the Discord. I mean, I can't make this up. She was just going off on this girl, that, acting like they had never been friends before. Literally just completely.
And Mambas is a current mod, right?
I don't know if she's a current mod. I have seen her, the screenshots of her in the Discord. I believe she has what they call a newbie role, which is just the most basic level role. So I don't know that she's been upgraded to a mod yet, but I know that she's very much in Stella's community
in
again.
that community again.
Yes.
Wow. And she has no idea that this girl was talking about her in this way.
Correct.
Wow.
And then she was telling everybody that I was the reason that Mambas was removed, that I was the reason Alexis was removed, that I was the reason that Tay was removed, that I got in between her and Mambas and then all of the other mods and her followers even, which is entirely untrue. And the Mambas situation is a great example.
Oh, wow.
To touch on that real quick, that goes hand in hand with her never caring about the Discord ever. Like, now she cares about it because we all left. So now she's acting like she loves her supporters and stuff. But we would actually have to tell her, like, Stella, engage with your Discord, you know? Like, and people have noticed that, and there's even people who have left that said we carried that Discord. And we would tell her all the time, they're here for you, not us. Like, yeah, we're cool with all of them, but they're here for you. And it's like, now that we all left, now she wants to act like she's all for her supporters in Discord. When we constantly had to tell her, you know, you're not thanking your gifters and you're not, you know, you're not giving them any attention. And the only time she would come in the Discord is when she would want to complain about something and make people coddle her like, oh, no, Stella, we love you. We're not going anywhere. Like when she was sad about people leaving, when really I doubt that was the truth. You weren't sad because you were happy to let them go. You had no problem letting them go. You laughed about letting them go and you made Rhea do it.
She laughed about it?
Yeah, she was like, good riddance. Like, you know, like she didn't care. And that's when I you know, the energy shifted and it was like, okay, this is, you know, she's not the sweet girl that I thought she was. She gives off like this sweet personality, but that's not it at all.
At all. So I think that for me wraps up the Mambas situation, but I do want to get into these SA allegations. This is real bad because there are a lot of stuff behind the scenes she was saying to just her mods because one, she felt that safety, she felt that security within her group. And this is really gonna shock a lot of y'all. Okay, so I need y'all to keep tapping the screen. Make sure that we do not get taken down. Tap the screen, share the live, spam FYP in the comments, and make sure you follow everyone on the panel as well. Let's go ahead and get into this SA situation that happened. Let's be careful with the words we use just so we don't trigger any bots from TikTok. But this is really bad, y'all. As y'all know, she met up with Red and she was accused of SA by Red. But it was not Red who was saying it. It was people in the comments. There was, you know, accusations from Check because Check was on the live while he was speaking about it. Red never said it specifically, but he did imply he was very unhappy with how she acted that night when they hung out. But that's not the same story she told to her mods. So if y'all want to dig into what she said and how that went down in her words, we can get into that topic now if y'all are ready.
Okay, so when all that went down, you know, it hit the fan hard and I felt like we had to do, what's it called? Like cleanup, like, you know, what's that called? Damage control. It felt like we were on damage control. Like we had to, you know, she called us all and we were asking her questions like about that night, like what happened. And she kind of like, honestly, I felt like she never gave us the honest truth, but her story was constantly changing and she was trying to tell us like, oh, well, I didn't do anything. But like when you see the videos, you see her rubbing on his leg, you see her kissing his neck in the club. Like you could tell he's uncomfortable with it. Like, but she tried to make it seem like he did it to her and accused him of doing stuff to her, like, oh, well, maybe somebody put something in my drink or something and I just don't remember. And it just like, you know, as a person who's been through it, like I was trying to hear her side and I really genuinely felt bad because I'm like, oh my God, like Stella, if something happened to you, you should go to a clinic, you know, like because that's what she was making it seem like something might have happened to her. And I was like, you should go to a clinic, you know, get tested, whatnot, because then you'll be able to see if something did happen to you.
Yeah, she
And
went as far to show us, like, she sent us a picture in that chat of her body, saying that this was a mark on her body from after the situation happened.
So she tried to claim that there may have been grape involved that night.
yeah, and I think that was to try to manipulate us into believing that she didn't do anything, that it was really something happened to her maybe. And then we were kind of like, you know, like, Stella, are you sure? Like, you know, and she's like, I just don't remember. I don't remember. But then there was things she was talking about that she just so happened to remember through the night. So it's like, did you remember or did you not remember? Like, which one is it?
So her story was never lining up.
No, yes, exactly. And it's like, but like, and then, okay, so that like her, so he was accusing her and people weren't believing him because of course he's a man, and people don't think that, and she says this and I don't know if you have the screenshot, Rosa or Vicky, but she says, how can I sexually, you know, how can I essay a man when I'm a girl? And that is so disgusting to say, because SA can happen to men. Like, and it's sad because men don't speak up about it enough because of women like that and people like that who believe that men cannot be SA'd. It does happen to them. Women can do that to men.
Yep.
And she was trying to make it seem like, oh, well, maybe something happened to me. And then I got genuinely worried because I've been, you know, so I was like, go to a clinic. And she was like, no, I can't. Like, and I was like, why not? Like, if you genuinely feel like something happened to you, then go to a clinic. Like, and she just, yeah, she wouldn't do that.
And then what was her reasoning for trying to make it seem as though she may have been raped? Do you think that was maybe just to try to manipulate y'all? Like, believe me, everything that's going on is wrong. Like, he's lying on my name. Like, why would she even do this?
100%. Because the very first message she sent us was, look at this guy. She sends us a video from that night that wasn't posted on TikTok and goes, does he look uncomfortable to you?
Oh, already trying to spin a narrative to y'all.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Make it seem like Red is lying. And now with a lot of stuff, I kind of believe him, because how do you go from accusing someone to going back to being obsessed with them and forcing me to post about him when you think he did something to you? Like,
because wouldn't you want to be completely free of that person's presence ever in your life again?
yeah, because I remember she, when she hung out with Lindo that one time, she made the same accusations on Lindo. She said, he made me feel so uncomfortable. He tried to bring me to the back of his trunk or something to show me something, and I felt so uncomfortable, and that's why she never hung out with him again, because she made it seem like he was going to do something to her. Yeah, so I don't know if Lindo's aware of that, but yeah, now you know.
Wow. I bet you Lindo is not aware of that, because what the... You know what's crazy? I feel like Lindo's been the one to not connect with her anymore.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's the first thing she jumps to when it comes to a man, is accusing them of being creepy and weird and trying to do something to her. And
because she did the same thing to LCD King.
yes, and I was just about to say that. And King was such a great supporter. Like, and that was another person she told me I couldn't talk to. And he didn't do nothing to me. Like, he was so nice to me. Like, we had good combos and stuff. So, and he gifted her so much, and she would act like his gifts were nothing.
Yep, he's awesome. He's very professional. He's never tried anything with me. He's never been creepy, weird to me. Like, me and him speak about my content, my my merch and my website, and he's never acted that way. So for you to stand on business and say that that's who he is, you're lying, bro. You're lying. And
it's sucks. I feel like any men that is going to associate with her, be careful, because she will try to throw some weird shit or do some weird crap like that to them. Like, if she disagrees and doesn't want to mess with you anymore, she's going to call you weird and creepy. But when it comes to Red and Fly, no, Red, she will I don't know. That was just so weird. How do you go from accusing him to that, still being obsessed with him and wanting to post about him and troll him and get his attention? It just didn't make sense. That it wasn't adding up.
Yep, absolutely.
So then I felt bad, and I'm like, damn, maybe something did happen, and Red is telling the truth.
No, and my thing is, from the very beginning, it all felt sketchy because the way Red was standing on it, you could hear his voice changing. You could see that he
Yeah.
was irritated. He was upset that people were not taking this seriously. It just felt too real. It felt way too real from the very beginning.
Yeah, it honestly felt really bad that we were trying to
And
convince people.
I'm sorry, and any allegations that she said that it was Red that she literally said right here, guys, I drink tequila. No one put anything in my cups. Confirmation.
Yeah. So she went from saying maybe somebody something in my drink, and then she goes and says that. Like, it was constantly back and forth, switching the story up, and it was like, it was so confusing, and we never got answers from it. So we were just kind of left in the dark about that. And it's like we were supposed to be like her, mods, and I thought she would have told us everything, but yeah, so nothing. Red did nothing to her. She ended up, I guess, clearing that up. But
Not to mention that when we told her, like, hey, if this really did happen to you, because me and Kelly have both gone through this kind of a situation before, and typically most women, when they go through a situation like this, it could take like a day or two, maybe even a week or so for you to gain the courage to go get taken care of. But we warned her. We were like, hey, look, if you really think something was put in your drink, or you really think something happened to you, respectfully, we told her, and politely as we could, you only have a couple days to get that testing done if you're very serious about this. Like, for any sort of rugs or anything that would be in your system, DNA, whatever, like, you have to go get tested within a certain time period so that you would have something to stand on. And as soon as we started mentioning that to her, she shut down. She stopped the conversation. She was like, guys, I don't want to talk about this anymore. If Owen finds out, he's going to be so upset. Like, he doesn't even know any of this happened to me. God forbid. She was like, my family would be so upset with me. Like, she got really, really, really defensive as soon as we said, like, hey, stand on business. If this is really what happened to you, go start the process of getting looked at.
yeah, the messages are right there. And then she says, low key, I don't even want to know. I'm scared.
Yeah, and then at the top of this, it literally says, I rug tested myself, only alcohol came up.
I doubt she even did that, to be honest. Because who has a rug test on hand?
I mean, you can get one from the dollar store.
Well, I mean, for, the flour and for, I'm not sure. Like, those tests, that test for everything, those are about like $50 at Walgreens, I think, a little more. I'm not sure.
That's true. That's true.
Because I know I've had to go get that for something one time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it was just back and forth. And then when it started to, like, I guess, die down a little bit, because that's when the T pages came and we were trying to just, I felt like a distraction tactic to kind of veer off from that. Yeah, like, it seemed like when it died down a little bit, that's when she was like pressuring us to post about him. And it was like, and that's when I said, I don't think this is a good idea with the SA allegations still out there, and she's like, I don't care. Okay. And then
you tried to give her the best advice and she didn't want to listen because, again, she's the CEO.
and that comes back with her telling everyone that we made decisions and choices. No, honey. You made all the decisions and choices. You just threw them on us to do so that you can keep your hands clean. And now it's easy for you to blame us and point the finger at us because you never, had anything on, nothing looked like you made that decision. You know what I'm saying? Because she threw everything on Rhea.
And not to mention, along with the rest of this, so there were different instances where she would bring up the essay stuff. So she first, brought it up with us in DMs, and then she also brought it to light once it started going around on TikTok in the main chat. And so she would try to do this victimization of herself in the main chat as well. But I thought it was really interesting. One thing she said, she was like, I can't be friends with him anymore. You can't be friends with somebody who's making allegations like that because they're a liability. And that was like probably one of the biggest projections that I think she's ever done, because she makes allegations against anyone who crosses her or she doesn't get along with or things end badly with. she's sitting here saying, I can't be friends with Red because he makes allegations against me and he's a liability. But girl, you're over here making allegations about every single person on this panel.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's just insane. I feel like this girl just plasters her own insecurities and wrongs to everyone else. And it's really, really insane. It truly is. So that's where it is with the essay and the grape allegations. Let's go ahead and move on to her name and her age, her real name and her real age. And as y'all saw, we already showed you guys that proof. We can show it again. But her name is not Stella. Her age is not 23. Okay. And if you want a breakdown of how that actually came to fruition, there's a lot that goes into it because she made all these ladies sign NDAs that were faulty, that she in turn also ruined on her own and broke on her own. Is there anyone that wants to dive into that topic and the that part of it?
I'm trying to think 1 second. Oh yeah, I didn't find out her name was that Leslie until I left. Because I didn't really see it on the NDA. Is it on the NDA?
Yes, it's on the NDA at the
Yeah,
bottom
it's
where
on the
she signed
bottom.
it.
Okay, because I saw a different name on one of them. So,
She may have signed yours under the Stella Myers, which is her alias name, but under mine, which is the screenshot that I sent in the Discord, she definitely signed it Leslie Peralta, and it's on my other contracts, the non-compete and the FO manager contract I signed with her as well. It all says Leslie Peralta.
yeah, I feel like with the name thing, I feel like she has a past, and I believe everyone does, no shame. I feel like transparency is key when it comes to having supporters, and she was never transparent with anyone, especially her mods. So if she wasn't transparent with us about who she really is as a person, then how can her supporters really know who she is as well? Like, I feel like she always was hiding something, and I would always ask Ray, like, do you feel like she's not telling us things? Like, I thought she trusted us, and because, we told her personal things, but I feel like with her and the name thing and, not knowing who she really was, like, she just was hiding something. Like, it always felt like she wanted to cover up something, or she didn't want her past coming out or something.
Yeah, and it's funny because when you came to me personally about that, Tay had actually also came to me about that because we started kind of getting these weird feelings as well. And so it's funny because once we finally all got on a call together as mods, at one of the points that, one of the many points that Stella ghosted us and didn't want to talk to her mods, I remember us all coming together and we all kind of realized it together and we were like, guys, something's up here. There's math isn't mathing.
Yeah.
And the fact that when you do look up this name, I saw people saying those websites aren't accurate. But if you look at multiple websites with that same name and it comes up as 38, it's
Yeah, I
giving.
definitely believe she's not 23.
Absolutely not. Whatever the case may be, even if it's not 38, it could be 32, it could be 47.
It's definitely not 23.
Yeah, she's absolutely not 23. But according to the multiple websites that it has been looked up on, she is 38 years old and her name is Leslie. Her name is not Stella. And what's weird is during all these business transactions and things that she was trying to get started, there are multiple ways and things that you have to do to identify yourself, right? You got to bring your ID, or you got to bring your birth certificate, or you got to bring your social security card. Why were these things so hard to set up for Miss Leslie?
I have a really interesting point about that specifically. Something that I found very interesting was when I was trying to help her set up her business entities and everything, one of the biggest things she kept dragging her feet on was the business bank account. She asked me if she should set one up because everything else was under Owen's name. I said, well, honey, you're running a business. Yes, you should have a business bank account. That's going to help you keep everything organized and it's a lot more professional. Not to mention all of the benefits you get from having a business bank account, compared to a regular one, whatever. And so I was like, hey, like, you should really set that up as soon as possible so we can get the billing going for your drop shipping and your merch and everything else you want to pay for under the business name. It's all tax writable. Like, we really got to get that going as soon as possible because these business expenses are going to start adding up. And she was like, okay, bet, like, I'm going to do it. It took her a month. I was reminding her, like, probably at least once or twice a week, a month, to set this up, and she wouldn't do it for some reason. Like, she kept giving me excuse after excuse after excuse, and like, to the point where she couldn't set up a PO box apparently because it was $400 for 6 months, which I know that's false because I've had one before. That it's not. There's no way you're gonna spend $400 on a PO box. Like, there was multiple things that she was telling me she could not set up until I then told her about the EIN number and helped her set that up. And then all of a sudden, because I told her, you know, if you do everything under an EIN number, then technically speaking, you don't usually have to have like an ID. Like, you can use your business articles to set everything up. After I told her that, all of a sudden she's so excited. Oh my gosh, now I can set up the business bank account. Now I can do this. Now I can do that. I'm like, why couldn't you use your own identification at first, though? That's a little odd.
Very interesting.
So yeah, we never really knew really who she was, to be honest.
And it's just crazy because these are all things that are now coming out after the fact of being such a mean, nasty person to people who did so much for you. So many things for you. Now let's get into this minor situation that has now came up. Because there's a Discord that she's been going in to talk about all these ladies and try to clock their tea and tell them their lies and they're stalkers and they're this, they're that. And there's a minor in charge of this Discord. Can somebody speak on what has happened with this Discord recently and why it is being brought forward that she is speaking to minors?
I'll just say what I caught before Rhea gets in. I came in a little later, but I joined the Discord and this kid was running it and he labeled it the Island Boys backup Discord or something. And he said that, you know, he was the mod, he had all the whatever, and he was actually like letting us talk our ish, you know, we were venting and whatnot. And we knew she was in there. That's why we were saying all those things. We wanted her to see it. And then all of a sudden he tagged these two people and was like, voice chat now. And he disappeared for a little bit. And then Briana, like, she had came in and she finally built up enough courage to put her piece. And I got halfway through her message and boom, it was gone. And then Rhea got kicked out. And it was like, what just happened? And the kid was playing really dumb. By the way, he's 17 years old. And he was playing really dumb, like he didn't know what just happened. And I'm like, why is all of our messages getting deleted? Why did Brianna's just get deleted? And he's like, what are you talking about? And he was playing dumb. And then King was able to find that the Stella paid him to take control of the Discord. And that's what happened. She came in and deleted messages and kicked Rhea out.
And according to some other alleged commentary, people are thinking that she may have paid him, but in monetary value. But there's also allegations that she may have paid him in nude photos. So either way, it's really weird.
She gave him his OF.
Yes, that was also another allegation. That could have been either nudes that were exchanged. It could have allegedly been OF content that was shared, and it also could have been actual monetary subscription or actual monetary exchange. But all of these are allegedly going on for her to have got that what's it called?
Yeah, the access. And let me say, when I found out that kid was a minor, I left because I'm not messing, like, my son is almost 14. I don't want to talk to a 17-year-old. I thought it was like a grown kid. He's got braces. He's tiny. My son has a bigger mustache than him. Like, he's a full-on minor. I don't care if 17 is almost 18, it's still a minor. Yep. And I left.
Absolutely. And my thing is, as creators, our job is to know who's around us. If you don't know, or you don't ask, or you don't pay attention, you are 100% at fault for what happens with a minor, period. I don't care if you knew or you didn't know. You should have found out. I have
Yeah.
0 minors in my group. Everyone is 21 or older. There's no one that is under 18, and I would never allow it, because there's too much things that go on, too many things that are said, too many things that can be exposed, too many things that can happen that a minor should not be a part of. And you will never catch me sharing nudes, FO content, or even paying a minor to do anything for me. And there's too many people that seem to think that there's nothing wrong with doing it. It's really weird.
Yeah,
You're
and
here
when
confirming it himself.
Stella outed herself, you can go on ROFLZ's T page. She's got all the screenshots. Whoever he or she has the screenshots on that page of her saying, "Oh, guys, I'm friends with the guy that owns the Discord. We're friends now. So you're friends with a minor. You're cool with that? Okay."
And apparently she was also spending a lot of time on private Discord calls with him.
Yes, that's another part. That's why he disappeared for a hot minute, because Stella must have convinced him, like, "Hey, I'll give you this, if you let me take control," because, it can't be that easy to let somebody take over a Discord like that he just built.
Mm-hmm.
And they were pretending, you mentioned it to Fly the other night, they were pretending to be on the phone with Fly and Red, and that they knew him, and that, this was their the Island Boys Discord. Like, I feel like that's really bad for them, because we really did believe, like, oh my God, Fly is really in the voice call, like Red too. Like, in my head, I was like, no way Fly's wasting his time with this drama.
It was not neither of them. They were fake accounts that they made to make it seem like Stella was on the phone with them and she's so cool and close with them. Meanwhile, neither of them want anything to do with you. How embarrassing.
Yes. Like, I just feel like, I know Red's cut ties with her, but I feel like Fly should definitely keep an arm's reach of her. More than an arm's reach. Be careful.
I mean, he was shook when I told him that she was in her 30s. He was like, "What? Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, and she stream sniped them, shaking her biddies at them, like, "You're chasing 23-year-olds around Miami." Like,
yeah.
Like, at first I thought it was funny, like, whatever, she wanted to get a little clout, whatever. I didn't think much of it, but now that I think about it, now with knowing her age, it's weird. Like, why are you chasing 23-year-old boys around?
Yeah, you're 38 years old. Aren't they only 22?
And your mom, they're 23 or 24 now, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh.
But I know they're around that age, and it's like, you're a mother and you have some whatever relationship you had at that time. Why are you chasing them? Like, that was weird.
Yes, Stella is 38, chat. She is 38 years old. According to what the internet says, when you look up her name, which we found through her number, which multiple websites have found her name as that being her name tagged.
It's the same info.
And it's all the same information, and her age right there comes up as 38 years old. Absolutely.
She's got a lot of skeletons in her closet, but back to the minor stuff, like, being cool with a minor is not cool. Like, especially if you're that age, like, and you're paying him and doing whatever else, like, it's weird.
Oh!
What?
She was exposing a man in his underwear to minors in a Discord. What the I haven't even seen that tea.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I left. Once I found out he was a minor, I left that server. And he tried to invite me to other servers.
There's a fake page in here that just said her name is Stella Myers. That's not true.
No,
we
it's
looked
not.
up that name already. I'm sorry, that's not true. And you have a 0 following and a 0 followers. Hi, Stella. Hey,
He's not Stella Myers. It's
She
Leslie
openly
Peralta.
told me, like, when we were talking about her FO, she openly told me that her alias that she has been going by for the longest is Stella Myers. That is her alias name.
Why would she sign legal papers with her alias?
Honestly, she doesn't have a driver's license, so we've never been able to see, like, and if that was true, then show us your ID, Stella. Show us, but she won't do that. She won't, because she doesn't have a driver's license. I want to see her passport, if anything, because I feel like that you can make a fake ID. I want to see the passport.
Oh, I
Or can you
asked
make a
her,
fake
by the way.
passport
I
too?
pressed her on it a little bit because she asked me to send her my legal driver's license, which I came to find out after all this happened that she didn't ask anyone else for. So she has my real driver's license with my real name and information on it, which I politely asked her in my resignation letter to remove from any platforms that she had, like her personal phone or anywhere she saved my personal information from, and she wouldn't sign it. She would not sign that agreement saying that she would delete my personal information from her, whatever she had.
Which isn't fair, because
And
why
I
does she
pressed
get your
her.
personal information, but
Yeah,
you
exactly. So whenever that happened, I was like, well, I don't remember, I can't quote myself because I really don't remember exactly how I said it. But I said it in a way that I was like, well, you say your alias is, Stella Myers. What is your real name? Because I felt like we were getting close at that moment in time, and I was kind of curious. I was like, what is your real name? And she was like, oh, well, I've always just had people call me Stella. Even my own family calls me Stella. They don't call me my real name. So she kind of like walked around the bush on that one. She wouldn't tell me.
Right. Wow, bro. And then I'm trying to think of the last topic. I think that was all the topics, right? The alleged essay and grape, the scamming, the minor communications, her name and age. There's a lot of lies here, but I absolutely believe I've gotten through all of them. What else do y'all think?
I mean, yeah, but I also wanted to touch back on her Discord and supporters and community. Like one of her supporters I messaged them because Stella's going around her Discord now telling all of her supporters to block all of us, to block any T pages that are talking about her, whatnot, because she doesn't want them knowing the truth. And I think that's why. And she's having them send pictures to her to prove that they blocked everyone, to show that they're loyal. I feel like that's very controlling and manipulating, to tell people who they can and cannot talk to, who they cannot support. And I was going through like my list and I noticed they all blocked me, whatever. And I saw one girl who was a really good supporter. Her name was Sherry. Shout out Sherry. Love you, girl. She was a really good supporter of Stella. She was a subscriber. She was a gifter. I said, you didn't block me. And she's like, no, why? And why would I block you? And I told her, well, Stella's telling everyone to block us all to, show loyalty or whatever. She goes, no, I left after Rhea left. And she's like, things just got really weird. And honestly, I felt like I never got that attention from her. Like, she was a very active supporter in the Discord. And she said that Stella never gave her the time of day. And she felt like it was because she was a person of color. And she's a beautiful woman. But Stella, and now that I look at it and think about it, she never did pay attention to that girl. And it's messed up because she gifted her so much and never once thanked her, she said. Not once. And so she left the community. I'm sure, other supporters that left feel.
Chantel, I want to have you do a little bit of math. If her mother was 38 years old and she was 23, how would that be possible? Just do that math for me real quick. Go ahead, Kelly.
Yeah, so I feel like that kind of like goes hand in hand with what I want to say. Like, she never cared about her supporters until now. Now she's pretending like she's all for her supporters in Discord and whatnot. But it's like she never paid attention to those. And I just want to let one of her new mods, Alexia, know that Stella never knew anything about you. And if it wasn't for me vouching for you, you wouldn't be in the position you're at. And as someone brought it to my attention that she called me a goody two-shoes, I just want to let you know that doesn't bother me, that I'll take that as a compliment, because it took a while to get where I'm at as a person, because I used to be called worse. I was called white trash, ghetto, ratchet, all that stuff. So I'll take that as a compliment, because you had a 20-minute phone call with me, but yeah, you wouldn't be where you're at if it wasn't for me, so you're welcome.
I also want to mention that those screenshots that Vicky or Rosa was saying, those are the screenshots of her scamming me, of me spending my money on her merch website, never got my money back, never got my cup. So those, I know some of you guys said you wanted to see the screenshot of her scamming me or scamming or whatever.
Vicky, what are you showing?
The Discord, I believe, of her in the voice
This
chat.
was from my understanding, this is M7's like him promoting Stella.
Oh yeah,
The
she has a
17-year-old kid.
17-year-old kid promoting her only farms. That's what she's showing
I
right now.
didn't see this, T.
I didn't either, but I can see what it is.
Oh my God.
That's disgusting.
She has a 17-year-old doing her FO promotion.
Yep. Look at that. Look at that.
That is sick. That is so sick. What the?
That's
Wow.
weird. Hide your kids. If you have sons,
This is
lock
the
them
screenshot
down.
of the scammer, by the way.
Yeah. Poor Brianna's never gonna get her cup and never gonna get her money back, ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
So yeah, like she only cares about them now because we're all gone and she has to hold on tight to whoever's left, but to control them and say, you guys need to block this person and this person if you really want to support me and show your loyalty. Like, I feel like it's such a cult-like situation and it's very controlling and manipulating. She's a pathological liar. Like, they believe, I mean, I fell for her crap too, so I don't blame them for still being there, but I'm glad most of them saw the truth and left.
What's this, Vicky?
This is her ripping off the people on her OnlyFans.
Yeah, she would, these people would pay her money for certain things and she would never follow through. So now those people will never get those things that they were promised. And yeah, so how are you going to have a OnlyFarms, but you're not going to do what these people are paying for?
Oh, I have a nice, fun story for that one, real quick. So I was managing her OF or FO, whatever, and there was one specific guy that had purchased quite a bit of stuff on her FO, and he then asked for a custom video. I made sure with Stella that she was comfortable with doing this video for him. We charged him $100 for it. And he then went through, I made sure that she was comfortable again with going ahead and doing it. She said, go ahead and do it. And so I had him pay the $100. I was following up with Stella for the next 2 weeks on this video, and she kept giving me excuses on why she couldn't do it over and over and over again. And eventually I just realized she was not going to do this video, and I was working for a scammer. And I stopped doing her OF. And I hadn't said anything about it, really, because I was kind of collecting my thoughts at that time with everything that had happened. I was about to tell her about the message that I had sent her. But I was going to mention that as well when we came to that conversation. We didn't get to it. But I didn't want to work for someone who wasn't going to follow through, because that hurts my reputation. God forbid I want to go manage someone else's FO. I now look bad because you didn't follow through with your client. And oh, by the way, Stella, I'm logged out of your FO, but I'm still getting your notifications for some reason to my phone. Have to fix that. But I know this guy's still blowing you up and you haven't paid him. So, or you haven't done your video or paid him back. No. Sorry. This is a different situation. The screenshots you showed are the ones that I found in her inbox when I was looking through her previous clients, because I wanted to make sure, as a good manager, that I was responding the way that, you know, she would want me to respond, seeing how she typically talks to people. And I was doing my research, and I found not only these, but there's a ton others. There's so many that she just completely just stopped talking to after they paid their stuff. So this is a common thing on her FO. I would not recommend paying for her FO. And by the way, she wants to say I didn't make her any money. I got her 9 subscribers, over almost $300 in the first week of working for her. I got her from top 50% to top 30% model, all within the first week of working for her. So don't play with me on my reputation of being able to manage an FO, because I can do it. Thank you.
Period. Clock that.
Point one thing real quick before we forget about this. Let me find that screenshot real quick. Here's this that we did not bring up yet.
Proof
Of her buying fake followers.
Oh, I forgot about this one, y'all. As you can see, this is her engagement rate. Do you think that's making her money? No, it's not. And having over 2K fake followers is the reason why the things are not going the way you want them to go on your page, because there's no credibility behind you. This is really embarrassing.
Yeah, she tried to say that, oh, I can't get monetized. I think, Rhea, you said that. She said that I can't get monetized. Well, you wonder why you can't get monetized on TikTok.
Yeah, I had my thoughts on this for sure, because I noticed that with the amount of followers, the followers that she had versus the comments and the views on her videos versus the likes, I was like, nothing here is adding up. The engagement doesn't add up. So I'm glad that you guys found that.
Yeah, I forgot all about
Oh,
that.
yeah, and then she told us that we had to pay, or her supporters have to pay to text her and voice note.
It's all about money and dollar signs. Like I said, if you can't pay, you can't stay. So if you want to support Stella and you don't have money, just forget about it. She won't ever give you the time of day.
Nope, she won't.
It's crazy because I always
Take you none
defended
of
her.
that.
Like, I feel stupid, honestly, like straight stupid, because
I
I
feel
defended her so hard on that one, because I was like, and I never gave myself this title. I just want to preface, I never gave myself this title. She started saying it, so everyone started saying it, so it just became the thing. I was her quote unquote top mod or whatever, her right hand. She even said at a certain point, she would say an extension of myself.
You're
And-
ride or die.
Yeah, the ride or die. And so, I mean, there were times where she would say stuff like that, and I'm just like, it's so uncomfortable. And then I would tell people, like, hey, if I'm in this position with Stella, then there's no way it's all about money, because I've never gifted Stella. I've never given her a dime. So I defended her to the max on that one, saying, oh, she's not about money. She's not about money, because I've never gifted her, and look where I am in her position in her life. There's no way that that's the case. But it was 100% the case. They're right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I feel like Alexis, she said she had a couple things that she forgot to say. Alexis, do you want to say it?
I feel like really the only thing I forgot to say was like how Stella ran back to me after Rhea and Kelly were kicked as a mod. She had DM'd me and was like, I never should have unmodded you. They made me think you were evil, yada yada yada. Which I'm sure she probably said the same exact thing to Mambas, but Mambas was dumb enough to run back, and I didn't take her back, so she blocked me the next day. But that's really all.
She took zero accountability for anything. Didn't give Alexis a conversation.
No, I called her out. I was like, well, then why would you listen to them? Like, we did nothing but stand up for how we felt, and you just kicked us to the side. And all she went on about was like, Rhea's extorting me. She's wanting $3,000.
That's where the manipulation comes in.
Yeah.
Miss Stella,
Can we talk about
LCD King would like to know if you could sign, for the lawsuit. He just wants to know because you're kind of dodging it. He would like to
Please sign so that he can move on, because he's an actual good person.
That's the requested service. We need your signature, Miss Leslie, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sign it off and put a check mark on there, Miss Leslie. Thank you very much.
Put your LP, remember? LP?
Yep, LP, right there.
Can we all talk about how she turned us against each other when we got into the Discord debacle, right, that happened? She threatened to shut down the Discord. Now, we had all made friends, made a community. We all got scared because Discord was the only place that we could talk to each other. And we were like, we don't want to lose our connections. So real quick, the mods were like, okay, we're going to make another Discord in case she really does shut the Discord down. And so I quickly made that Discord for us, and I invited everybody to it. And I was like, guys, this is for friends, just in case she does shut down the Discord, so we can keep in contact with each other, yada yada. She found out about that later after the fact. I had completely forgotten about it. I know a lot of people had forgotten about it because we didn't use it after the fact because, we fixed everything. We were trying to fix everything with Stella, right? And so, but when she did find out about it, she got very heated, and she told us in front of other supporters that were not mods, so this was a mod issue. She then told us in front of them on a voice call that we needed to prove our loyalty to her. We needed to show her screenshots of the Discord. We needed to shut that Discord down because we were not allowed to be friends with her supporters outside of her Discord server. Like, she told us that her supporters were only her supporters, not our friends.
Yeah, this is definitely insane. Is there anything specific that you want to like really touch base on, or anything that you want to kind of say? Because we all know Stella's watching. Is there anything that you want to say to Stella herself?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Thank you for clearing up the whole mods are going against each other. But if you guys have other things you would like to clear up, this is your guys' time to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like us all as a group, I'm sure they can agree with, are kind of hurt by the girls that were in the Discord, because if anything, we built more of a bond with you girls than Stella ever did. But now she's trying to show that she loves you guys, but it never was the case. We constantly had to push her to engage with you guys, and we took the time to get to know you girls. And I actually got on phone calls with some of you, and it just, I think it kind of hurt to see the community fall apart, but I'm glad the ones that are out are, still cool with us and everything. We never tried to control her Discord ever. All the decisions that were ever made was all Stella. She used Rhea as a scapegoat, and she kept her hands clean. So if you're going to continue to support her, just be careful. It's a mental, emotional roller coaster. As a mod, that's how it was for me, and that's the last thing I'm going to say.
It was definitely a mental roller coaster for me too, but I've had time to sit back and think on it, and I've completely moved on and washed my hands from her.
Same. Yeah.
Brie, you can talk about those. Let me grab the screenshots, and then I will show them.
Okay. By the way, Stella, you say that all your supporters are supporting you when I had Briana with a Y messaging me after we all left. So thank you very much. She said, girl, did something happen? Where are the mods? I was like, yes, girl, a lot happened. I'm so sorry. I just saw you left and was like, what the fuck? Did I miss something? What happened? If you feel comfortable to tell me. And I told her, explained to her what happened. And then she said, She said, oh wait, I sent the same screenshot. My bad.
No, you're fine. It's the wrong one. Some reason it's being weird. Let me show off my iPad real quick.
People are saying Fly is going to come for me. I'll have a conversation with Fly after this panel. I will be battling after this panel. So if Fly wants to speak to me, I'll speak to him. I'm not going to ever run from no type of smoke. That's for a fact. If you would like to screen record or screenshot what he's saying about me, go ahead and send it to my Instagram, and I'll take a listen while I'm busy with this panel.
So and that's what she said to me. Like, that's so fucked up. So, yeah, you think your supporters are really supporting you, Stella? Yeah.
Oh, I have one to add on to there. Andrea is another one that thinks that Stella, loves her and all this other stuff. Andrea, if you're listening, I was the one who stuck up for you and told Stella that you should be verified, because after the whole Discord debacle, she did not want to verify you. You noticed that you got moved back down to the newbie spot. I was the one who convinced Stella to put you back into level 3 and really fought for you. I saw that you leaked the screenshots, which is totally fine by me because I stand by anything that I say. I meant everything that I said there, so that didn't bother me. But I think it's really funny because I have screenshots of you too, honey, and you were absolutely calling Stella a narcissist. You were saying that she's all about the money. You were saying that it was disgusting that if you couldn't pay for the raffle that you weren't a part of the Stellar Squad. I have all of those screenshots, by the way, and Stella never saw them because, you know, I cared about you and I didn't want to show those to her, but they will absolutely be going out now.
I'm just a little confused why Fly would be coming for Phoenix because to fight Stella's battle.
It's because she's gifting him right now. That's fine.
With Owen's money.
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to duck no smoke. I will absolutely go and battle Fly right after this, and we
I
can
feel
have
like we didn't say anything bad about Fly. I feel like Fly should be careful with her. If anything, is what we're trying to warn him about.
Nobody said anything.
You know all the time.
And my thing with Fly is that yesterday I told him these same things, and he was all like, "Oh my God, wow, this is crazy. Wow, what the heck?" So now, because she's gifting you, you want to switch up? Is that what we're doing?
And you know,
Also, just to confirm, I see a lot of people asking about the citizenship. So there is a public website where it's OSINT, and you're able to check on records, birth records that are found in the USA, and using all knowledge of her alias and also her legal first and last name. It's not showing any type of birth certificate in the United States, as why allegedly she is not a citizen of the United States.
Allegedly.
I can believe it because why do you have two aliases? Like we know.
Not even two because her Venmo says Melissa. So there's three.
yeah,
Why
her
does she have
Venmo.
so
If you
bad?
did notice that.
See, I'm learning new things every day from this girl, and I was around for 4 months, and I feel like I still don't know her, and that the person I was modding for so long, and I thought I had a genuine relation or friendship with, like, it was all fake, not real whatsoever.
Literally.
This is really crazy. You know what? Is there any last topics that we want to clear up or talk about? Because I will, after this live, once we complete and we're finished, I will delete, or not delete, but I will end this live, save, download, and repost to my YouTube so anybody can rewatch it. But I want to make sure you guys have fully spoke about everything you want to get out, because this is a huge issue that she has been carrying for a week without y'all being able to speak. This shit is not cool.
And also, I think that I seen someone speak about so she stated that she was never prior on rugs or anything like that. But there is and I'm getting that now, proof that she was on rugs prior, and stating that she feels better without being on them. So that just shows that she was on substance before.
Y'all keep asking what her age was. She is 38. 38.
And we will not be showing that proof once again. You guys can go back and watch the YouTube because we showed it more than 3 times.
I just sent the proof in the Discord.
Okay, let me see. Hold on.
But I just want to say that it's kind of funny because she was trying to collab with Allison on the with the waffle and stuff, and she slandered Stella's name, did a lot of stuff. Fly even is mean to her, you know, and stuff like that. And she wants to slander our name, and she forgave them. She's friends with them, right? But then her real supporters and people who genuinely cared about, she freaking is slandering our names and putting us through the mud. Like, are you kidding me? That's ridiculous.
Everyone asking for the YouTube, it is linked in my bio. It's in my link tree. The second, I don't even know what link it is, but it's in my bio. It's really sad. All that we've heard today, none of these women, any of them, deserve how they were treated at all. They all did the best to try to support this woman with her goal of trying to make her own money and not live on her man so much and just be able to create something that she thought she wanted to do. But at the end of the day, you ended up disrespecting, undervaluing, and using every single one of these women. It's not okay. It's not okay. And this absolutely will be posted, because at the end of the day, anybody who missed it, anybody who doesn't believe it, anybody who feels like they would like to go see this later, maybe you popped in, you popped out, this will be posted for life. Nothing's going to happen for this to be taken down. I promise you that. So the fact that this is happening and the fact that it had to come to this is actually sad, because none of these girls even wanted to do this. Like, the fact that they have been being spoke upon is the reason that they're doing this. honestly and truly. Because before all of this happened, there was plenty of them that I tried to warn the first time around when I did the list. I said, hey, I'm getting all these accusations, all these screenshots, that this is how this woman acts. And they all stood 10 toes behind her, trying to continue to support her. And this is how she treats them. So I just want y'all to keep in mind what all of them have gone through. No matter how long they were there, how little they were there, she treated all of them the same. And it was disgusting and rude and literally zero value or care for them as people. It's sick. So, is there any closing remarks that each of y'all want to make? And just maybe even say a little message to her or whatever you guys would like to say. Because I feel like this is a time, I know for sure she's going to watch the video. Let's be for real.
Yeah, I think we all should just have a closeout, final word. That's a good idea.
Go for it. Let's start with Briana, and then Alexis, then Raya, then Tiffany, then Tay, then Kelly. I'll give my last thoughts. I'm sure Rosa and Vicky will want to as well. And then let's close this out. I'll get to downloading and posting. But go ahead, Briana.
Well, I just want to say thank you guys for letting us use your panel, Phoenix, and thank you, Rosa and Vicky, for helping us out with all those screenshots and stuff. I just want to say to Stella, I just wish you the best, and I hope that you find peace in your life, because we have done nothing but support you and help you through a lot of these cases and was there for you, especially Rhea and Kelly, especially Alexis and Tay. Like, they have been nothing but true to you, and you tore us to the ground and wanted nothing to do with you after we left your Discord, and you wanted to drag our name and stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Thank you, Briana. Appreciate you so much. Alexis, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you guys for letting us all come up here and speak. Other than that, I have absolutely nothing to say to Stella.
Ooh. Okay, period. Thank you, Alexis.
Thank
Raya.
you.
Well, real quick, if I can ask you, Phoenix, the message I sent you, are you still planning on reading that, or can I use this moment to read it?
Oh, yeah, you go ahead and read it. I forgot about that message, actually. LOL. Look at my unorganized ass.
You had this really well done.
I love that we're having a chance to do this because, at the end of the day, my goal was always to create something and somewhere that little baby Fee was proud of. And I feel like I've done that tenfold. So I'm so grateful that people see me as a place to come and have a conversation, whether it's just to be heard or to have a conversation. So I really value all of y'all seeing that within me. And you can thank me as much as you want, but I'm thanking y'all because that just gives me the confirmation that I'm doing the right thing with my platform and what I can do. So I appreciate y'all a lot.
Oh, 100%. Like whenever this all first went down, I talked to Kelly about it and I was like, what should we do? Should we go public about it? Should we keep it to ourselves? What should we do? And she asked me, she was like, how do you feel? I was like, I kind of want to talk about it. I want to clear my name at the minimum. I want somewhere where I can express my feelings because when I was with Stella, I never really got to do that. I was harassed. I had a lot of hate messages in my inboxes. I went through a lot with Stella and was never able to defend myself. So the first place I really did think of was you, Phoenix, and I want to give you credit where it's due. You hold a very professional platform. You hold a very credible platform. So the last thing I wanted to do was turn this into a slander fest or anything like that. I really just wanted to go maturely about this, have everyone clear their names, and you gave us that opportunity to do that. So thank you so much. And Rosa and Vicky for your dedication and helping us in organizing this, because this was exactly what I was thinking and Kelly and everybody else was wanting out of this, so we could finally speak up for ourselves, because not only me, but I don't feel like any of the girls really got the chance to be able to speak for ourselves when we were with Stella. And as far as my closing statement goes, I kind of want to try and keep it as short as possible. Stella, I genuinely did love you. I was ride or die for you. I thought you were my best friend. It really, really hurt my feelings when you told me When I came to you for the very, very first time of ever asking anything from you, that I was only thinking of myself. I, in the 4 months of knowing you, going on 5, have never in my life asked you for anything. Not one time. And I honestly have been struggling myself. And I never told you that. I was pregnant the entire time I was working for you. I never told you that because I never wanted to give you an excuse. I never wanted you to feel bad for me. And I took everything that you gave me, and I feel like what I got out of it was a toxic relationship, and I feel emotionally and mentally drained. And I really hope that you maybe look into therapy. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible because I genuinely think that you are hurting inside and you're hurting the people around you because of it. I've seen and heard so many private things from you. I've seen and heard the things that you've done to people around you. And girl, I love you. Well, I'm sorry, I don't love you anymore. I have to say that. But I care for you. I do still care for you. And I hope that you get some help. And I hope that you grow as a person. And I hope that you can maybe take this as a lesson and become a better person.
Wow. Raya, I just want to say I'm so sorry you had to go through all of this while literally trying to bring a new life into this world. That broke my fucking heart, like dead ass. Um, I'm so glad that you were strong enough and you had good people around you like Kelly and all the rest of these girls to support you while you were dealing with all of this. But that is so sad to hear. Um, wow. Thank you for even just being honest with that and saying that, and wow. Um, okay, Tiffany, do you want to go ahead and speak up as well?
Okay, so I was just gonna say that I just want to clarify that I'm Snackies. So if you see me in all the screenshots, that's why I was up here and stuff. I don't feel honestly like I don't feel like I was that special. I was just a supporter of Stella. I was just there to be there for the girls. But I will say that I think that Stella really, like Rhea said, needs to get mental help in like the most nice, respectable way from someone becoming a doctor. Like she really needs to take a look in the mirror and realize that she's hurting a lot of people and pushing a lot of people away. And she really needs to, for her daughter and her family, like get mental help. Also, please stop bashing my name and everyone else's name because again, all we did was support you and love you and sit on Discord calls with you, and you took all that and you called us poor and you said that we weren't your true supporters. So I'll just say that it's not fair for you to bash us just because you think you have a platform, just because you think that you're some big time creator. And at the end of the day, we all deserve better. But the way that I look at it is like I'm not holding no grudges, but I just want her to honestly like stop speaking on me. I'm not in the Discord. And at the end of the day, get her mental health in check because that's the most important part. And she's got a lot more problems to be worried about than ex people who used to support her, to be honest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially that Wi-Fi getting turned off after this, baby. For sure. I might send this video of my damn self to your mama. Um, Tay, do you want to do a closing remark?
Yeah, definitely. So pretty much out of all of this, I just like to say, it's her loss and our gain out of all of this. I thank all of you women on the panel, all of us, ex mods, ex community members, ex friends. You're all individually strong and beautiful women. Especially to all the women in the panel, Phoenix, Vicky, Rosa, and everybody else who gave us the opportunity to have this voice. Especially the community who has, gave us the ears to listen to our voices. And especially to all the women in the community for the stellar community when it was so their mental health and sanity was tarnished. I apologize for that in every way possible. And just to keep looking for those different creators because there's always someone who you're going to be able to mesh well with. And My piece of advice to everyone is when people show you who they are, believe them. And to Stella, hurt people, and I hope you do better, and I hope the best for you and all your endeavors.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tara.
Thank
And
you
Miss
guys.
Kelly, what do
Um,
you got to say, my girl?
so first I want to say thank you to Stella for allowing me to meet these girls, because when I followed her, I was at a very low point. I was in postpartum depression and my son was 6 months old. So I found this community through her, and I thank her for, building this community, and I got to meet all these girls. And thank you for giving us the platform to talk, and to Vicky and Rosa, because they put in the work too, and your whole team, everyone. But so thank you, Stella, for that. But I hope you take this as a learning lesson, and you get the help you need, because no shame in that. Everyone gets help. I get help. There's no shame in making yourself better. But if you're going to continue to be an influencer or try to build a business, you need to really do some self-reflecting and self-work first before moving on, because you're going to continue to hurt people who I've met in your community who are still there, unfortunately. I hope you don't hurt them the way that you've hurt us and the other supporters that may have left. But I mean, if you do choose not to change, then you know what I said to you and you know where I live. So remember that part.
Ooh.
But yeah, that's it. I didn't really have much to say to her. I just feel like everything wasn't real and genuine at the end of the day, but I'm glad I found Rhea and all these other girls out of everything. So I'm grateful for that part, but that's about it.
Period. And I love how you just slid that in there. LOL. I fucking love you, Kelly. Okay, y'all. So I feel like this was
So
a
Can I say
right.
one
very.
thing, Phoenix?
I'm sorry.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So the only thing I would like to say is I don't care about the whole Stella wish. Like, I don't care. I have no words for her. But be a grown ass adult like you are. But girls that is on this panel, I'm so fucking proud of you guys. I know how nervous you guys were, and you guys all did an amazing job. So I want you to pat yourself on the back right now.
And
Like,
give them a follow ASAP. Everybody follow
exactly.
each and
Thank
every
you
one
guys
of
so
them.
much.
Thank you to all the support in the comments as well. You guys were very nice.
And I just want to add
Yeah, you
one
guys
more
were
thing.
so nice.
Thank you, everybody.
I just want to add one more thing. I just want to also, like Rosa said, I'm gonna also commend you guys. Because again, this is someone that does have a platform. Someone that has, made up lies, have threatened all the above, and you guys, took it upon yourself to, hit up Phoenix and ask for that platform and ask to be heard. And again, with the whole nervousness. Also, I want you guys to remember, because of I know that what you guys been through with her, I know that probably makes you feel a little bit less important. I just want you ladies all to know that you guys aren't less important. If anything, this shows how authentic you guys were, how non-malicious you guys were, and how genuine you were. And I hope everyone sees that. I hope everybody realizes that, and I hope that you get the support that you guys all deserve. And fuck Stella.
Period.
Period. Thank you, Vicky. That was well said.
Absolutely. And I'm going to reiterate it again. Y'all were nervous. You weren't sure. Like, you had a bunch of screenshots. You wanted everything to be organized. And I feel like y'all did amazing. We had everything. All of y'all were able to speak up for yourself and also clock any tea that she's trying to put onto y'all. I'm super proud of all of y'all. I'm super, super grateful for the opportunity that we have here on this kind of platform where people aren't going to bash you. They're not going to overly question you. They're going to allow you to speak and to make their own opinions. So I think this was beautifully done. I'm super proud of all of y'all and just taking the opportunity to speak up, even though it could be hard. But y'all did it. And I feel like we really accomplished something here. And going forward, like I said, this will be posted onto the YouTube. So if anybody has further questions, or you weren't here, you popped in, you popped out, whatever it was, you will have an opportunity to rewatch this with no cuts, no edits, and make your own decision. That's what we're asking y'all to do. Don't sit here and listen to us and be like, oh my God, fuck Stella. And then go over there and be like, oh my God, fuck all of them. Like, make your own decision. You feel me? So I really want to emphasize that. And I really appreciate all y'all coming in here today. Make sure you follow everyone on the panel. Follow me if you have not followed before. And make sure that you're sticking around for things that can come up like this, because I do want to use my platform for things that can help other people. People with less followers, people with less of an impact, whatever it might be. I feel like I really want to take advantage of what I have and the people I have in my community to give other people a voice. And I appreciate y'all hitting over 200K likes. I really appreciate y'all so much. Y'all kept the room active. You kept us up so that we were able to keep our platform up the entire time. I really appreciate all of y'all. T pages, if you clipped anything, please make sure we're being respectful. I really don't want y'all to sit up here and try to skew or mess anything up, because like I said, the video will be posted on YouTube. I feel like that's all that I gotta say. I appreciate everybody for tonight. I'm going to end this live, save, download, and upload to YouTube probably by tomorrow. And then we will go and battle Mr. Fly, since I guess he wants to be her soldier tonight. So we're going to go clack that tea. I'm going to see y'all in a little bit. I'm going to end this live now and go and do that. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Go.
Ladies, good night.
Have a good night,
Thank
guys.
you
Bye.
so much.
See
Good
y'all
night.
later.
Bye.